I don't believe it. That's Clone Force 99.
This is Wrecker, Hunter, Echo, Tech, and Crosshair.
Obviously, we are different.
We're all you're getting. Ha! We're all you need!
They call themselves the Bad Batch. Experimental Unit Clone Force 99. The defective clones with desirable mutations.
This is one meeting I don't want to miss.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Dad Batch Podcast, episode 56. My name is Stevie Kicks, and I'm your host in the pilot seat today. And you know, I can't do it alone. With us, as always, the other Dad Batchers, your space daddies. First up, welcome back from the moist and steamy nights of Hotlanta DragonCon. It's Brian Cook. How are you, buddy?
It wasn't that moist and steamy, actually. It was.
Yes, it was.
That's not what I heard.
Stop lying. Stop lying.
I'm used to the humidity. East Coaster here. Sorry.
Thick. It was thick.
Thick
Bro,
with
stop pretending you're
humidity
from
and moist.
North Carolina.
I'm
Brian
used to
thinks
it,
he's
John.
from North Carolina just because he moved there. He's like, man, it's been humid since day one, baby. We've been out. We've been in the south. That's how you do it.
Did he have a southern
He
accent?
says
saw
y'all
as
every
much-
4 minutes.
We saw as much poop on the street as there is in LA, so you fit right in.
Oh yeah.
What is it, human poop or animal poop?
Oh, human. It's
It's
definitely human.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Unfortunate.
That sucks.
Oh, yes.
Okay, moving on from human poop. When he's angry, keep him away from pencils and pretzels.
Ooh.
It's John Wick Rodriguez. How are you, sir?
Hey yo. Good.
Those are some.
One wick.
Decent.
You were like, oh, I think you took more photos with pretzels than you did with any other prop.
Ooh,
Juan
those pretzels
Wick.
were so good.
Dude,
Yeah.
John Wick
yeah.
was a hit, and he wasn't even going to bring that costume. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you, Brian.
Did you
Thank
wear
you,
your other
Brian.
ones?
Yeah. I did. I wore them all,
Casey,
except
Casey Jones.
I wore Casey Jones for like the first half of one day.
2 hours.
But it was the day that like Brian and Raimi were Yondu and Star-Lord, so they were like, oh my, like
Focused.
like they couldn't walk 2 feet. They were show stopping every step. So it was like, and I was kind of like holding my mask and stuff. I'm like, I'm gonna just put the suit on and chill in Wick for a bit. But yeah, but it was cool.
Everyone liked John
Yeah.
Wick, dude. Come on, John.
Yeah,
shit.
they were laughing. It
Dude,
was
that
funny.
walk was so epic. Walking, it's like a waddle. It's a low
Yeah,
waddle.
it's like one of your legs hurt when you're sort of trying to run a little bit.
Have you ever seen him like an actual gun range? That's how he shoot. That's how he moves. It's not just in the shows. It's like how he really moves.
Yeah, yeah. I think he's
awesome.
got like
Argentinian
a bad
John
back or
Wick,
something.
dude. He's
Nailed it.
in the flesh and the blood, and he's our friend.
Hey everybody,
Right.
this is my partner Reginald G. String, aka Crowd Pleaser.
Dang.
It's Raimi Shanaday.
Wow,
Reginald,
that
G-string.
one's a whole lot of awkward.
People
up,
want to know
Yondu?
what these things are.
I'm back. I got back last
No
because I had originally bought my ticket for like the entire duration of the con. So I came home yesterday. I got home at like 1 a.m. California time, and then had to be up for work meetings and stuff today. So
Shaw.
yay!
Hey, let's be honest, too. It wasn't the Star-Lord and Yondu show. It was the Yondu show, and I was just an accessory. So,
Well, a few times people were like Yondu, and then you're like, "What about me?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, you can hop in there."
oh yeah, Star-Lord.
No, but most
Hey-
of the time it was together. It was like, "Oh, they're both here," like it was good. It was
Hey,
cool. to
Raimi,
witness.
what did you get more questions about regarding your costume, like interest out of all the stuff that you had going on? Like, what did people focus on, or was it all sporadic?
I don't know. I got asked what kind of paint I used a lot, which
It was a good blue, dude. Whatever you guys used, holy crap!
It was like that brand. It's the same brand I use for Mull, and they have like 60 colors to choose from, and like I had to narrow it down between like 4 blues that were all super duper close to the one that we know is the right one.
Dude.
But I wanted to use this airbrush stuff because it travels well and it's not as expensive, and for many reasons it doesn't come off. So as we learned, it really didn't come off at all day.
Yeah.
It popped too. It was
that
blue.
and how did I stick the fin on, which is just that was easy. It's just
CA glue, right?
yeah. But I'm gonna do. I mean, this is kind of. We'll save it for the workbench. I'll
Okay,
explain
cool.
what I'm gonna do.
Dude, we came across a Kraglin, which was really cool, and he had the fin and everything. That was awesome.
We did. We saw Kraglin. We saw. I think we saw a couple Gamoras.
A few Gamoras,
We saw a
yeah.
really good Nebula.
Yeah.
A few nebulas.
The Nebula looked pretty awesome. You guys.
But the only rocket that I saw was the one that stole Albin's leg.
Right.
So
And when we were walking around, somebody told us
saw
about
one.
that rocket, but I didn't see rocket when we were in our costumes.
oh man.
So
He's my own personal UPS pickup and drop off center. It's Joe Lara.
What is going on, Steven?
You want to tell him what happened?
So I get this random message from Steven because we are our conversations are all over the place, but this one is like, hey, you're gonna get something in the mail and you're gonna have to sign for it. But first you're like, are you home? And I just happen to be out. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'm home. He's like, okay, here's a QR code. I'm like, a QR code for what? And sure enough, man, lady comes in and here's a package. It's to this right house, and I got to show the QR code. I'm like, oh wow, eBay, interesting. What is this? Then I open the box.
Oh,
I'm freaking confused, bro.
Okay, so I won an auction on eBay.
Is that what it was?
And it said that the person would do free delivery if they're in the San Diego area. And I was like, oh, dude, yeah, I'm gonna save $25 on shipping, sure. So I texted Joe and I was like, before I won the auction,
Okay.
I was like, hey, are you home today? And he's like, yeah, I'm home. I was like, cool. And I was like,
hiding it from Georgie.
no.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
dude, but like, you won this? Like, what competition are you in to win this? Like, of all,
So you want to tell him what it is?
I want to show you them. Hold on. It's a sushi.
It's vintage.
what the?
It's a sushi maker.
It's a vintage sushi maker.
No, it looks impressive just when you see like, oh, okay, there's a Japanese chef. There's some people that are about to eat a plate of sushi. But when you look on the side, it's a machine where you shove the rice and the fish somewhere in the top, and out on the bottom is like the Jetsons. You get a nice piece of sushi.
No, you don't.
It
Really?
perfectly does. Okay, you know when we go to Kura and we get our sushi,
This
All
is
the
basically
rice.
in a box.
that all the rice things come out of a machine. Yeah.
It's,
Okay, so no, but see, okay, the one that you have in your hands, Joe, is I was watching. I don't know if you guys listened to last week, but I've been watching the show Billions, and in the show Billions, they have a lot of like Easter eggs to the movies that the writers like. So like Godfather, Wall Street, stuff like that, and so they had this sushi machine in the last episode I watched, which was a callback to when they used it in the movie Wall Street. So I was like, oh, that's cool. I really want one of these. So I look it up on eBay, and because it's vintage and they don't make them anymore, and because also it's featured in Wall Street, it's like a collector's item. $3,000 was the cheapest one I could find. And then I like just
Joe, put that down. Joe, put that down.
I broadened my search.
Put it away.
And instead of typing in the name of the manufacturer, I just typed in sushi machine or something random and generic. And this one came up brand new in the box, $75. And so I messaged the person and I was like, will you take 50? And they were like, sure. So
it doesn't smell used.
No, it's brand new. So be very careful with that, Joe.
Joe, put it up for $2,000 right now.
For real.
I don't know. Dude, when I opened that box, I'm like, what in the... And you said, stop laughing. I'm like...
I was like, don't laugh when you see it, man.
Part of me thought, I was like talking to Kim, I'm like, what the hell is this? I'm like, I wonder if it's a new bit where Steven's going to send random shit to our house.
Onions.
And no, but it's going to be food related. And
Yeah.
I have to do a Cooking with Crosshair live, but I have to like, because I have some fresh fish in there.
Open the box, Joe. boom, go. You're like, what?
Yeah, and I just gotta
that'd be
film the
cool.
thing.
Okay, that
Here we
segment
go.
That
just
sounds like
wrote
a good
itself.
segment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That-
I was trying to make it out in my head, and I'm talking to Kim, and we're like, "What is this?" Like, I don't know, but now that makes a lot of sense. So
It was
congratulations,
funny.
you won.
Thank you. It was funny. It was fun, but I'm sure it wasn't as fun as the shenanigans that you guys had in Atlanta.
Yep.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
guys are all still tired or what? They're like, yeah.
We are.
Wake up.
We
So
are.
it was a lot of fun, but it's almost like it's like going to Vegas, where you really should just like
Didn't I tell
fly
you
in.
it was with the party?
yeah, but we knew that. But
No, but
fly
you
in
can't,
for-
you don't know what to
fly in one
expect
evening,
until you get there.
or
party
whatever. Show
for
up in the
Friday.
evening, spend
No,
one
but
full day,
you-
and then leave the day after that. Like if we were to do it again, we already like planned it out. It was be like, oh, fly into Charlotte, go hang out here,
Drive
go on the
together.
boat, and do summertime stuff. Then it's 4-hour drive, and then it was really fun. The wearing costumes all day, drinking beers it's a good time.
Yeah.
It's a great time. And we saw a lot of awesome people, just really nice people, friends of the show,
all the homies.
Legion
New homies.
friends, yeah,
People you've been talking to online forever that are like, oh, you're that person. What?
yeah. There's a whole
You know?
laundry list of people that we hung out with, and then we had people come up that were fans of the show, and they were really nice, awesome people, and
Everyone was super cool.
we saw
Yeah.
lots of rad costumes. Too many to list. They should have named the con BarbieCon, because
Pink everywhere.
Ooh. Oh, yeah.
oh boy, Barbie was
Popular.
the thing. That was the
Popular.
thing.
Yeah. Half the con was Barbie, for sure.
Barbie, all Barbie.
Like, at least half the con.
Was there any Kens?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
It was
Everything
mostly
that has
Ken.
to do with the movie. Yeah, it was mostly Ken's.
Mostly Kens.
And they were either
It's a lot of Kens.
fur coat Ken or the shorts shirt combo, matching combo.
How many variations were there of the Ken in the movie?
Those were the two that we saw. But
Those
there
are
was
the
like
main ones.
Cowboy Ken. There was like Mojo Dojo Concert
House.
House Ken. But those were probably the most we saw. And so many people with gifts. I have so many stickers and buttons and coins and just really thoughtful gifts that people gave us.
Nice.
We ran into some Bad Batchers. We ran into
I saw.
Echo. We ran into a tech who
a
had
tech.
Raimi's file for the backpack.
No
right?
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
And she
She
looked.
scaled it down though, right?
She looked.
She's in the
Season
yeah,
2.
she's in the
She was
Facebook
really,
group.
really good.
She is in the
She's-
Facebook group. Yeah.
She's the lady that got
Yeah,
the
she
boots
hit-
from Crow Props that were too big, you know?
Yep. Yeah.
remember?
She hit me up on the pants and all that, so I was trying to like anytime she has
That's
a
right.
question, I'll just help her out a little bit.
She
and
mentioned
she's-
that.
she's
She
cool.
mentioned the
She's really
pants
cool.
were yours.
2 crosshairs, not counting Star, because we never saw Star in her Imperial crosshair, but 2 different
We did.
crosshairs. A Wrecker,
Nice.
a couple Omegas.
Omega.
Not bad. Shout out to all the Bad Batchers out there.
That's good.
Okay, so we have there's a plan for next year. Are we doing DragonCon next year? Oh no, Joe.
Joe's
Dude,
like,
when you guys talked about DragonCon this time, I was the first one to say no.
Why?
Dude, I'm not a party person. Like, I'm not.
so we were all done by 8-9 o'clock every night.
Yeah.
Like it kept
The old man batch.
the
kept
techno music
going.
starts and we
Well,
were out.
we would
were
wake up
gone.
at like 7:30 though, like 7:30, 8 o'clock. We were all up,
Yeah.
essentially.
chill. We're
And then
drinking
we're like,
coffee.
we
We're
would
hanging
eat something
out. We're
chill,
watching John
yeah,
Wick.
hang out.
And everyone else was going to bed.
Yeah.
Well, everyone was sleeping until like noon, you know, because we'd get up by 10. We were
Dude,
on our way to
the
the
party.
con.
Dude, one day,
Yeah.
one night King came down and he was like, it was 3 o'clock and he's like, oh, I just got up.
Yeah, we were on
Yeah.
we were on a different program. Those young people were I mean, it was pretty fun.
Yeah, and they were all like
on day
25.
When day one, Hunter's in his Jedi Hunter, he's in his Mando, and he's got his R2 unit.
His
and
droid just
we
is
just
a
got
booze locker,
suited up.
dude.
We're hanging out. And we're like, oh, let's get something to drink. And he's all, oh, here, hold on. And he fucking opens
just
up
opens-
R2. And there's just
Pulls the
bottles
back
and
panel
things.
off, pulls out a big bottle of Jameson.
It's like that
Yeah.
scene from Anchorman, but instead of cologne, it's like it's like what would you
Totally.
like?
It's just a handle. Yeah. He's like, here you go. We're like, what?
It would be fun if we did it the way I just said. Like, if you guys flew in here, we could, spend a day here, go on the boat, do some summertime stuff.
I'm down for that.
The 4-hour drive it's nothing. It's
Is it
so easy.
hunting season there though already?
No,
Oh,
that starts this Saturday.
That's
Starts
the
this
thing.
Saturday. That starts Saturday.
I want to go. I want to go to your place when it's hunting season.
It would be fun. So you have a year, Joe, to think about it. But it would be, if we did it like that, it'd be fun. So, and it was fun. The whole thing was fun. It was just 5 days was too much.
It was super fun. Yeah. It was a little much. It was like a lot of this, a lot of booze.
It was drinking.
And the booze was
It
cool
was
though,
drink.
because you'd walk from one hotel like, oh, let's get some Michelob Ultras at the Hilton, and then you'd walk back over to the Marriott and like, oh, let's get some mead here, and then depending where you were, you'd get different stuff, and we would like, listen, like, do you guys feel like walking to the Hilton and getting a Michelob? Like, all right, cool, and we would walk and get photos of people and chill, and it was just fun, just going back and forth, just buying beers essentially.
And it was a lot of people I mean, we saw
It was
so
everyone.
many Legion people, longtime people that
Yeah.
we've known. I mean, I could go on and on and on about
Timothy
people
Zahn, apparently.
that
Yeah.
John doesn't remember.
John had a 5-minute long conversation with Timothy Zahn. He doesn't remember having it.
Oh, you did?
I did
John
not
doesn't
meet him.
remember?
Yeah,
I did
when
not
we
meet
were
him.
when we were leaving. Yes, you
it's
did.
Blip.
When we were leaving the
We have
Legion
never
mixer,
spoken.
he was coming
Yes, you
in,
did,
and I stopped and started talking to him, and then we all started talking to him,
God, there
including
were things that Mosh Isley did
including
you don't
John.
remember.
No. Listen. So we were in the we got in. I remember meeting Albin. Met him.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Yes.
Hung out with Albin
Then-
for a few
then
minutes, yeah.
We hung out a little bit with Albin, and then we walked to the backside, and there was Claudia Gray. She was talking to some people. We said hi to her. And then I traded coins with Evan. He gave me a coin. I gave him a John Wick coin. He gave me his Garrison and his squad coin. And then
Flex and Rex.
after
Shout
that,
out.
yeah, Flex and Rex, holla. And then we left. We walked out. We walked out of there. That was it.
And
All of that was like
And?
half an hour or so, like 45 minutes.
and
That was it.
talk to Timothy.
No. I didn't even see him.
In the morning, he's like, Raimi was like, yeah, when we were talking to Timothy, John's all, what are you talking about? And he's like, we talked to Timothy Zahn. And he's like, no, we didn't. We're all, dude, you talked to him for like 5 minutes. I literally stood there because I didn't know who he was because I'm
There's
an
no
idiot when
proof.
it comes to that. You
He told you what happens in the season finale of Ahsoka.
The
And
fact
you
that
I gotta remember. No. I honestly, sincerely don't remember even seeing him. I did not see him. He was not there for me.
and Stephen, FYI, which adds to the proof that we actually talked to him. So his wife stopped me as we were starting to walk away, and she says, by the way, he loves that badge. He wears it so proudly.
Thank you. Yeah.
So
All right.
she
So,
knew
yeah,
she knew
it
to
really
stop.
was-
She knew to stop and tell me. So she
So it really was
remembered.
him. Yeah.
It really was him.
Dang, John.
Sure, none of that happened.
John sent it that day.
Yeah, well, that was Saturday, I think. So we
That
were
was
drinking
Saturday,
a lot
yeah.
that day.
That was
That was the
Saturday,
most
yes.
drink day.
Yeah. So
Right.
Yondu went to the 501st Legion mixer because he wasn't going to come off for it.
Yeah, it was fun.
I
yeah,
like
I
that.
don't know. We took pictures with Jeff Jenkins Photography.
Oh
He's
yeah, how
based
was
out
that?
of,
Dude, those looked amazing, by the way.
dude,
but is he just super cool to work with?
He's very nice. Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, he's like newer into cosplay photography. I think it was 2017, but he's got an eye. You can definitely. I felt like he knew he had an artistic vision in what he was doing, and I think the photos are going to come out great. So
The ones that you showed already looked amazing. They're kind of on the I love this aesthetic where it's really like the shadows are really dark.
yeah.
It's kind of like Ryloth a little bit. I don't want to compare and say
Yeah.
which one's better, but
Jeff,
it's just a different
similar.
style.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it.
And the dude was busy. He was just
I'm
like
sure.
stacked
Nonstop.
back to back to
Nonstop.
back.
But
that outside area is super cool for shooting photos.
That outside area was next to the cheap $6 beers, so we would always walk down to that beer area, and then we would
Like a
look, and
bridge?
he would. Well, this area was just like a little
all the
courtyard
hotels.
outside. Yeah. They all had sky bridges. Yeah.
Okay.
But we would every time we walked over to grab a beer, he would be there taking photos with someone new. So, like Brian said, he was nonstop working.
Yeah, nonstop.
Yeah.
It was fun. I'm not disappointed at all. I think for us being to time is like this like premium. 5 days was just a little too much
Yeah.
allocated time for it.
Okay,
too.
so
But
what's your optimal time frame for DragonCon then?
I said
3?
36 to 48 hours. Fly in, get in the evening, spend one full day. Next day, maybe hang out for a little bit, and then bail.
John needs
think
another
Friday
day.
and
John's on the younger side of the crowd.
Well,
John
I
Steven.
think three would be max
3
for
nights?
me. Like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, done. You know, like the first day, and then Friday, Saturday, which are kind of like the more party days, I think, from what I gathered. And then Sunday, I think people were still drinking. Everyone was drinking, right? I don't know. We didn't drink Sunday.
Is it just partying? There's no like convention like exhibit hall? Can I buy stuff? Are there exclusives that I can buy?
Ramy,
I don't know
unmute
about
yourself and
Let
go to
Ramy
town.
come in. I want to hear Ramy's take on
Ramy's
this.
muted. He's all.
You're
"Where's
muted.
mute? How do you unmute? I'll
He's
figure
still
it out.
drunk. He's
Sooner
still
or later.
drunk.
Yeah.
What's he doing?
Do you want me to unmute you?
I've got too many windows open because I threw the
Prep it
YouTube
for the
stream in another window and I got lost. Okay. Okay, so we got these badges. We waited in line on like the morning of the Thursday. So on Thursday, the show didn't even open until we all rolled in on Wednesday night thinking, okay, tomorrow morning we're going to hit it hard. And then we're like, wait a minute, the show doesn't start until 5 o'clock on Thursday. So like Thursday is sort of like preview night, I guess. So we got our badges and then proceeded to not ever go anywhere that needed them the
No one
entire
ever
rest
checked.
of the convention. Like,
Yeah.
like
Two
they,
people
they would ask us occasionally when we were walking into the hotels, but at the same time, there had to be people staying at the hotel that didn't have a badge because they were just staying at the hotel. So clearly not everyone had to have a badge to get in. And so there was a vendor thing there was a vendor hall that was like a 4-story building. It was kind of weird. If you wanted leather work, corsets, or fake knives,
Medieval.
they had you covered. Like it was 4
A lot of
floors
roleplay stuff.
of what I just listed, and that's it. So, like, you go in there and you think, oh, it's going to be like
Artwork.
Comic-Con, where it's basically like aisle upon aisle of Frankenstein's, but that's not what it was. It was literally
was
the things
artwork,
I just
yeah.
listed. There was some, but it was still the same.
Which is
kind
a
of-
big thing on the East Coast. The East Coast cons, there's definitely a lot of gaming, a lot of D&D, a lot of medieval,
Lots of dice. Yeah.
steampunk kind of stuff. But yes, we did go over there. Shout out to Arturo Seeker, who took us over there.
That's right.
Long-time Legion member.
So
Yeah,
I don't
showed
need to
us
buy a
the way.
ticket for next year.
I mean,
If you stay at one of the hotels, you don't.
One Nut King
One Nut
says
King
he
didn't
didn't
have-
have one,
he-
but because he
yeah.
stayed at the hotel, so he was like, he just flashes his key. He's all, oh, I'm going.
And
to
it's
my
what,
room."
3
he's like, I'm
hotels or
staying
4
here.
hotels that share a lobby or share a connection?
It's 3 hotels.
Yeah.
Hyatt,
This is
Marriott, Hilton.
This is
they're
very
all
good
in a row.
advice, guys. Very good advice.
Yeah, I mean, we figured it out
yeah,
by
you-
day 4 because we.
Oh God, we
find our way.
every time
Every
we
single
tried to
time, like,
walk
which way
from
do we
one
go?
place to another. The only place we knew how to consistently get to was that place at the Hilton that sold the Michelob beer.
Yeah.
Like that was, and even then we would occasionally get somewhere and we're like, okay, we know where it's at, but we don't know where we're at now. So how do we get there?
Dude, 5 days in, we were still like, we'd go to leave, and
We were still-
which way? What? I'm like, I don't over here. What? Bunch of
It
guys
was like
with
the
masks
last
on.
hour
I
when
can't
we
see.
got it. Yeah.
But it was super fun to see the boys and get put costumes on, and I felt like we got a good amount of pictures. So our Mando day, we freaking crushed. So
Yeah.
it was cool.
It was fun.
And we were exhausted, and that was the last day. We were done. We were like, ugh. Put the costume on. I was like, I don't want to wear this.
And Brian instantly is like, I'm done. Like, all right,
As soon as you guys landed back in your respective states, that's when I unmuted our chat. So
We knew it too.
it's good to have you guys back.
We were like,
Yeah,
John
we
and-
figured.
or we were like
We
Joe
figured.
and Steven are like gone,
They're like everyone's quiet. Yeah.
and we didn't even post in there that much. So
No, not that much.
yeah,
We left you guys alone. I figured you guys are having fun.
It
just
was
doing
it was
whatever.
really
We're
only if
drinking
we
beer.
got separated we would be that was how we would reach each
Yeah.
other. I was like, where are you guys? That was about
it
it.
barely happened.
I don't know, where am I?
I'm lost.
We got to give two special shout outs. Number one, the cosplay medics that are everywhere. And DragonCon posted, because they all get together and do a DragonCon medic group picture, and there's like 40 of them.
Are these like actual professional EMT type like medic people?
No.
They have CA glue, tape.
Oh, okay. those
John
folks.
forgot his fake blood for John Wick. They had fake blood.
Ketchup
What?
packet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you name it, they had it. The only thing they didn't do is I was like, hey, do you have some? Because I broke Stormbreaker, and I was like, hey, do you have tape? And they're all, yeah, that's not gonna fix that. And I was like, all right, fine, bet. Went back to the truck where I had tape, taped it, used it the rest of the time. So
Dude, duct tape
What?
is amazing. Is that what you
used
used?
gaffer's tape.
Yeah, yeah,
Gaffers.
exactly.
Black gaffer's tape held it together. But them, and then our new friend Hyper. I don't know what his Instagram is. I haven't looked it up yet. I have his bracelet.
I tried to find him. I tried to find him online. I couldn't find anything.
I saw Hyper. He is Legion. He's a stormtrooper, and he stands by the bar at the Marriott 8 hours a day.
He
10?
was never not there.
What does he
He's at his
do?
post. He is always
literally
at his post.
stands in this one
Every
spot
day,
in
all day,
5 days of the con.
every
He's at his
day,
post.
all
He's-
day.
yes.
Yep.
Is he
does not get in
drinking?
trouble.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
He's just
Just
standing
standing
there.
stands there.
Literally.
He'll
I don't think he
he'll
left to
talk
go to
to
the
you, but
bathroom.
we
Is
never.
he wearing a bucket the whole time?
Yes.
He's all
That guy's
business.
that's how I would if I go to DragonCon. That's the only thing I will do. Is
We
that
will
Dude,
park
he's a-
you next to Hyper, and you two
You can
will
do it.
have a lifelong friendship. That guy
you
was
know
rad.
why?
You can do
You
it.
will always be at your post.
because I'm self-contained. It's like the party's inside my head. You know,
We're-
that's good enough.
So he's from Michigan, so he knew Forrester. So I'm gonna find out from Forrester who this guy is. So
Hyper is what his nickname or handle was, or what?
yeah, I'm assuming that's
He
like
gave
his
us
forum
bracelets
name or
for
something.
him.
I saw Hyper at DragonCon.
Oh, dude, I'm a Hyper fan already.
He had it on his shoulder
I
belt
know
too.
how to do
Legend.
DragonCon. If you're not doing it Hyper's way, forget about it.
Hyper's
We
where
kinda
the
did that.
highway.
But
Yep.
I had to take my helmet off to have a little sip, you know?
Well, I'm glad that you guys are safe and you had a good time, that you guys came back in one piece. So yeah, I think we'll definitely try and join you guys next year. But now we'll be on to the next con, which is, I don't think we're going to announce that yet, right?
We don't know for sure.
Everything's on the table. Well, it's
So Emerald
Japan.
Japan's out there. Emerald City
2025.
next year is a thing.
Is
But
that
we're-
the Seattle one?
yeah.
I
At
got
the
my
end-
Yeah.
I got my tickets for Seattle. I got my plane ticket.
Oh wow.
Because my plane ticket, I had an Expedia alert on it, and actually, while you guys were in Atlanta, I got an alert 143 round trip. Like,
Okay.
you cannot beat that, right?
that's cheap.
Yeah.
That's really cheap.
So then so the only thing I'm missing is a hotel, which
I have my hotel already. For that. I don't have my air, but I do have the hotel because I was still toying. I was toying with the idea of driving up there and like selling space in the back of my truck to basically pay for the trip up and back. Like, hey, $50 or whatever it is, and you can throw your bin in my truck, and I'll drive up and drive back.
you have a hotel for Seattle.
Yes.
Oh, then I
I'll send
have
you-
a room.
Fair enough.
Well, thank you, Raimi. And thank you again, everybody, for tuning in. If you'd like to rep your support for the show, pick up a Big Nozzle Energy jersey short or some stickers at thedadbatch.com.
This garbage is nothing like clone armor. Looks a little tight on you, old man.
Yeah, at least I know how to wear it.
That's right, everybody. It's time for the weekly workbench. All right, gentlemen, who is working on what?
I'm still wrapping up that awesome backpack that Ramey designed. Right now, I'm still in the finishing process. Normally, like I'll go to town and just kind of keep chipping away at it every day, but I have not. So it still needs a lot of work, but it's looking pretty sweet. And the big ass magnets arrived. BFMs, they showed up yesterday. Word of caution, if you ever use these giant freaking massive things, your fingers, you could lose a finger because they are, if they get anywhere near each other and they attach, you are not going to separate them. These things are rough.
Boosh.
They could explode. But yeah, so I'm working on that. And then my oldest son, he came into town for the weekend real quick. Just drove down and for a fishing trip. So he went back out on a fishing trip. That's what he loves to do. And I asked him about his Rex hard hat, and he said, "Oh, dude, like everybody loves it." And I'm like, "Awesome, cool." And he has a friend of his up in his school at his college up in Bay Area. I think his name's Colin, who's a huge fan of Star Wars. Also follows us and our journey and what we're doing. And at one time he said, "Would you ever do a commission for a helmet?" I'm like, "I don't do commissions." But Brandon had said, "Dude, he wigged out when he saw the Rex helmet." I'm like, "Well, I'll make him one of those. That's easy." And of course, I'm not gonna charge him. I'll just what does he want? So he texted him and he said, "Oh man, 332nd, boom, too easy." So ordered it Amazon. Hard hat. It showed up. The day it showed up it's so easy. It's so fun. You're not finishing anything. You just kind of throw paint on it and you're done. Like collectively, maybe 30 minutes of work. Honestly, like just letting paint dry. That's really what you're doing. A lot of fun and did that. And those little projects. So now I've made 3 of them. I made a Jesse and that, and it's fun. Like, I don't know. And I posted it and people are digging it. And they're like, "Oh man, this is cool. I wish I did that when I was on the site, or whatever people do that require hard hats." I'm like, yeah, it's just paint. There is some OSHA requirements though. Some of these hard hats may no longer be useful if you use a certain type of paint. So check your safety precautions when doing it.
That's good to know.
Yeah. But yeah, otherwise it's just fun stuff here and there. Nothing major.
Well,
I go ahead.
You guys worked on some Michelobes.
Cleaning out their liver.
yeah.
You got stuff that you're working on, John or Brian. Go, Brian.
Go ahead, Brian.
I just when we were in Atlanta, I tried on my Sand Trooper that I've been working on, and had the boys kind of look at it and give me some extra advice. And I got a little bit of tweaks I need to make to it, which I started to do. I added some black wash per Luke, Left Coast Avenger, who was on last week, which was a great episode, by the way. Great job, guys.
Yeah.
Carbon scoring. He was like, "You got to have black. It's carbon scoring." And I was like, you know what, dude? You're kind of right. Also, too, because when you look at pictures of Sand Troopers, too, they do have a little bit of black in them. And I thought mine looked a little too
Brown?
white and earth tone. Yeah, there was like nothing else in between. So I black washed the heck out of it, and that looked good. Just finished the final print for the Imperial Crosshair shins. So the front part of the shin that Steven whipped up there. So that's it. A lot of repair work from wearing costumes for 6-7 hours a day while drinking beer. I need to wash my Star-Lord helmet because it smells like Michelob Ultra. But
So like
I don't know.
Michelob and
Not
Shane.
sure why. It does. That's it.
Yeah.
What's all that weathering on your cod piece? Dignity?
No.
What the? I had finished a Mandalorian costume but before we left, so I kind of debuted that out there, and it didn't fall apart, so I'm pretty happy about that. And we've been gone for a few days, so haven't worked on much.
It looked
but
great. too. By the
Thank
way,
you. It felt good. It was comfy. I had lost a little bit of weight, and so my normal Mando pants are like kind of big now on me. So this new one fit me a little better. It felt, or at least it felt like it fit me a little better. And it was comfortable and it was light. And I was using the stuff I made, and which I liked. And yeah, whatever. It didn't fall apart, so that was cool. But since we've been back, I'm working on some. I took on some paint commissions that I don't normally do, or I haven't done in a while. But they're for Bad Batch helmets, so I said yes. And I'm still slushing and gushing on the daily since we've been back. Yeah, trying to get some orders out. Excuse me. Yeah, I'll be shipping out a bunch of shoulders and helmets tomorrow, and then making more, and then shipping those out too. And that's it.
Nice.
So,
Oh,
go ahead,
Steven. Sorry.
Go ahead, Remy.
Go
ahead.
Oh.
I didn't.
He's like,
I didn't even try to say anything.
Jeez, Raimi.
So I worked on this thing right here. Let me see if I can lift it. Ooh.
Nice.
Oh.
Nice. Look at that.
Beautiful,
Great.
beautiful.
dude,
And
that's
That
it-
awesome.
looks so good.
Spin it. Nice.
Is there grease in there?
Now I can find Ezra. So yeah, that was the thing is like, there's, as part of the 3D file, there's like actual gears in there. And I was like thinking as I was putting it together, when you rub resin, because this is resin printed, when you rub resin against resin, it gets that like resin dust.
Yep.
And then I was thinking about it, like eventually that'll probably grind itself out. So I
Wear
added
down,
some
yeah.
so I added some lithium grease, which I happen to have for my 3D printers threaded rods.
The Z-axis rods.
Yeah. So came out
Nice,
pretty cool.
dude.
It's got a nice weight to it.
That looks great.
It's really hard to see the sheen of it on camera.
It looks so
Like
good.
in person, it really catches the light and just looks.
You used gold rub and buff
I did
Yeah. That stuff's
over
cool.
chrome.
over black.
And
over
what'd
black.
you do? Oh,
Heck
I
yeah.
thought it was chrome too.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you
That looks awesome. I love
so you,
rub and
so,
buff.
so you to apply it, you spray black.
So I did
And
a
then-
black gloss coat, which I guess it looked chrome
Yeah,
on the
it did.
on the
Yeah,
thing.
in the video.
And then
It did for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know what's really cool about this is the file from Big Fred. And you know what's really cool about it is
It actually opens a map.
yeah.
oh,
You
That's
find
pretty
Ezra.
awesome.
witchcraft.
On the very back of it he put a little Easter egg here.
The
Yes,
Purgle.
and
Oh, the Purgles.
it's got two little
that's cool.
Purgle on the
Nice.
very back.
Aren't those there?
And I was like,
Aren't they?
I mean, they don't
Is
show-
she there?
they don't
Those
show
look
them in the
like
show. I don't know. It's a really cool file. Very detailed. I love it. So my wife will have this for her Ahsoka costume.
That's awesome.
Speaking of
Ah.
Ahsoka, so I got some paints in. So I had talked about it last week with my wife's Ahsoka Montrals that we picked up from a fellow cosplayer here in SoCal. So it is used. We got it for a used price, and part of that deal was that it wasn't painted correctly. So it's a latex rubber headpiece, but it was painted with like, I don't know, acrylic paint or something. And so it doesn't flex. The paint doesn't flex. So as soon as you try and flex the latex, it just peels and cracks right off. It doesn't even stick to the latex. So
I know the secret to that.
So I got the appropriate latex paint. And I got it in the proper colors. So I will be painting it by hand, and then I'm going to sell it probably at the same price that I bought it for, because it doesn't fit my wife.
Rip.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's just like a hair too big. So on her, it just keeps kind of like sliding down.
Dang. That's
But
So-
you're not going to glue it to her?
No,
She just
have
wanted to
to.
be able to pot it on. Oh, okay.
no. Well, we talked about it last week, and so the plan is, once I sell this thing, we're actually gonna make one from scratch for her and do it the proper way with a head cast.
Oh dang.
That's
okay.
It's if she's gonna be wearing it for more than a couple hours at a time, I want her to be comfortable.
Might as well.
We pro-aid Levi's to her head.
Yeah, but she's got the animated Ahsoka one, which is small and it's light.
True.
This one's like bleh.
Massive.
So yeah.
Pro-aid, come in, glues it to your head.
And I have a very, I hope it's a good idea for what to use for the actual material on the foam. So when I had my Predator costume, the Predator dreadlocks are latex foam, but they have to be so lightweight that they bounce around and look like hair and have a real like bouncy lightness to them, which I think is the same thing that I saw so far from the Ahsoka show. So you use that same material. It's a particular foam latex that Smooth On provides. I'll do some testing on it, and when I find out, I'll post some stuff on it. But I think that's going to give the proper amount of movement and bounce on the tendrils. Yeah,
It's gonna be a fun build.
So that's all I got on the workbench this week.
That orb was pretty cool. Like I think
Super cool.
I thought I saw somebody post right when the first episode of Ahsoka came out, like which prop is going to get made first from this group, who would do it, and what prop. And looks like you.
Well, I thought they said it was going to be the training mask, and it was going to be Raimi.
Oh,
I already made
he was busy with
Sabine's.
Yondu.
I already made Sabine's speeder bike helmet. You guys just haven't seen it yet.
Oh,
Does that count?
See,
Does that count?
Dude. Oh, it counts.
You win. You win.
You win, Raimi.
Wow,
Steven,
Did you guys see?
You're a far distant second.
Did you guys see Chameleon Effects is coming out with a bunch of stuff? That mask.
Oh, really?
The gauntlet, the Ahsoka armor. Yeah. I don't know if it's this month, but I saw like a little post and it was like already the things in the episodes we've just watched.
Dude, I wanna make a helmet with a Huyang monocle. Little monocle that I can.
I want to make that
around
head.
with.
I want to make the Huyang head. I'm sure Droid
It won't
Division
fit around
is
your
gonna
neck
make
though,
one.
because he's got a really
No,
pencil neck,
not
dude.
to wear. I just want to like display it.
Make the
Oh,
head.
okay.
just
It
go
won't
around
fit.
and
I
tell
mean,
all
how
the
am I gonna
Sabine
squeeze my head?
cosplayers how much of a bad Jedi
like-
they are.
Out of all the Jedi,
Yeah.
You're
Out of all the
you're the
you're
least.
like you're the least. Out of 1,000, you're 995.
You're like the worst.
Yeah. You're basically
The
the,
least
worst
Force
I've ever
adept.
seen.
Negative. Yeah.
Did you work on anything, Raimi?
Unpacking.
Yondu.
I mentioned
we
something
worked on
earlier in the
Yondu.
show, but now I don't remember what it was.
No, he's good.
Yeah, everybody worked on Yondu.
Mando?
I mentioned something earlier in the show, and I don't remember what it was now. I want to say it was something about Yondu that I was going to talk about, but somebody in the chat on the YouTube asked if I made the teeth. I molded my teeth, but I didn't get around to making Yondu's teeth, so that will be for the next iteration. So he'll make another appearance.
Those
at some point.
costumes will see the light of day again.
They have to. They have to. We had too much.
Did
fun.
you save a bag?
I mean,
Halloween's
made
right
it
around the corner. Just save some candy corn and show that.
hey, I told Raimi, I said, I would bring this to Celebration just to like fuck the system. You know what I mean? Like, just show up and
Well, people
start
do that
learning
already.
Yondu.
People show up at Star Trek and all kinds of
Why
random
not?
stuff. Yeah, why not?
It's
And then I look
space.
at those people at a Star Wars convention. I'm
It's
like,
a
what
war.
are you doing?
Yeah, but when you
Nerds.
see bright blue Raimi
It's like
walking
the
down
alleyway
there,
of Anchorman. You just want to get in a fight with
basically.
all us non-Star Wars costumers.
Come on.
And then we followed people around, and I was like yelling one-liners at Brian the whole time, and
It was pretty funny.
like if
Oh,
somebody
did you do the?
Boy! Did you talk like him? dude?
Okay,
He did.
so
He did that one of those to somebody.
I did do that to somebody, but then there was like when we saw the Kraglin, it didn't even occur to me at the time because like I needed to have done it. I mean, like
You hit him with it when we were walking away, though. I think.
Yeah, I don't
Pretty
remember.
sure you did.
But like anytime there would be little, like somebody would want, like their little kid would want to get a picture, I'd start talking to the little kid. I'd be like, you're pretty small, you know, you can fit into some small places. That's good for thieving. If you ever want to be a ravager, you come see me. And the parents were just dying. And then the kid would just be like half panicking, like, is this guy gonna kidnap me or what?
He's like, let's go, let's do this.
Yeah.
I thought
The parents would walk away and they'd be like, thank you. So
I thought you were gonna tell all the little kids, "I'm gonna eat you."
He kept yelling that at me. Those
Yeah.
boys wanted to eat
them
you.
boys wanted to eat you. They never tasted no terror before.
It was funny.
That, and then if there was some guy that was particularly obnoxious and we'd be walking away, I'd be like, that guy was a jackass.
Yeah.
And then what did John say?
Nah.
Then John would come in with a pencil and just we'd have to call
we'd
in
all
dinner.
go,
We'd have to call in dinner reservation.
3 guys with the freaking pencil.
Yelled that over and over again. Not freaking though. He said the F word. Don't tell him.
Hey, Raimi.
Hey, Steven.
We're being hailed. This encryption's new. This might take a while.
Okay, for anybody that's been keeping track of the Star Wars Vintage Collection HasLab Ghost, today is the last day to get in on that. So you've got until midnight Eastern time tonight. And as of right now, it is completely funded. I'm pulling up the page. It's got just under 2 hours left before it's all done. And it is at 20,019 backers. It needed 17 to get fully funded to get all the extras, including Zeb, which was at 17,000. And it hit that at like lunchtime today. And so now it's still cranking. So we're over 20,000 at this point. The target just to get the ship made was 8,000. And it blew away through that in the Ezra pretty quick. And then I think while we were at DragonCon, it got Kanan, right, John?
No,
we were in Atlanta when it hit, right?
No, I think it
all
happened,
just happened
like today.
I think.
That was this morning.
No, we had Zeb was this morning, but we had Kanan already, didn't we?
Or it might have been yesterday. It wasn't even that
Maybe.
long ago. You might have been in Atlanta still, yeah.
I know nothing about it, and I know that it just happened.
Yeah.
It has 20,000
That's how Brian-
19 backers, and there's 2
That's
hours
how
left.
Brian lives a peaceful life.
Yeah, exactly.
Joe, did you buy one?
Hell no, dude. No.
This thing's a piece of furniture.
Unless it has as Morgan or the Bendu, I don't want it.
Did you see that custom Bendu? Yeah, I saw a custom
make a Bendu.
Bendu. It was rad.
Dude, that thing is rad.
I messaged the guy and I was like, "Can I buy this off you?" Still no reply.
Yeah, you and everyone else that saw
Ask him
that
to make
thing.
another one.
He's like, oh.
Dude, he makes the 3D file for it. So I'm like, "Can I
I'm
just
the
have
one
the
in the
file?
middle.
Can I buy the file?"
Kanan
Jess,
should I not?
Do it. Kanan Juice.
So it's $500 to get the Ghost secured, and have one on its way to you. It would at this point it'll be next year before you'd have it in your hot little hands at this point, but it'd be in time for Christmas of 24 easily. So you got a little less than 2 hours to get on that. So
That escalated quickly.
it did.
Like it went from
Crazy.
14 to whatever 18 or 17 when
that
it
was
needed
today.
like,
I
in
think
a
it was
couple
today.
hours.
Yeah.
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 I mean, that was an easy win. That
So,
as soon as you saw that thing, it's at
It's resellers, right? I mean, there's
It's
people
no
buying,
Rancor,
like,
but you know.
5 because there's no limit, right? Like you can buy as many as you want. So it's
I
got
think you can buy as many as
right?
you want.
I think that's what happened with
Bullshit.
this. I think a lot of like maybe scalper is not the right word, but you guys know what I'm saying, right? Like
Resellers.
I think a lot.
Resellers.
There you go. I think a lot of resellers will buy in and they'll buy one at first, and then they'll sit on that, and then when they know that it's actually going to happen and like the extras are all there and they know exactly what they're getting, then they'll come back and buy more. So I think that's why we see an acceleration at the end.
Once
So-
it hits those kind of numbers, because then they
Dude,
just
it's like
know it's going to be
Blockbuster's-
popular.
Blockbuster stock, dude. Just jump on it, you know? Jump on it.
AMC.
I will definitely be one of the people selling all the figures off because I just want the ship. and then you could just sell those figures like I think $100 each on
Sacrilege.
eBay or something. Because there's like the vintage
100
collection. Yeah, the vintage collection collectors out there, they don't, some of them don't want the ships. They just want the figure. And if this is the only way to get those figures, then there you go.
Probably is the only way, right? They're not
Are
going
they
to
exclusive figures?
They got to
Yeah.
be. I don't think they would.
Right?
Well, that's what I was asking. I think I was asking John and Raimi last weekend about like
They don't make them.
so
that's
they
right.
just don't make those figures. Like that just seems
They'll probably make a variation,
ever,
but not that
They-
exact one.
different variation.
That makes
They
more sense,
will-
John. A variation because they're going to lose
Like you
money.
can only
I'm
get
like,
this
they're never
exclusive
gonna make a
one with the
Kanan.
ship.
Like
Yeah, they're gonna lose
never
money
make
if
it.
they
haven't.
don't.
The only Kanan they ever had was the season 1 and 2 for years and years and years. This is the first one that's season 3 and 4. Blind and with a beard.
Oh,
First
yeah,
one ever.
yeah.
Okay. So
Same with
what's
Ezra
exclusive
season 2,
about
right?
these ones? What's exclusive
the guy
about
with
these
the
ones
news
is
tell us.
is the card back.
Or season 3 and 4.
These are all on card art that shows the wall mural that Sabine painted. That's been in the show and was in the animation. That's the card. Like these figures will come out again at some point in the future, and it's going to be on just regular vintage card with some other kind of card art, and maybe the accessories will be different, but it'll be the same sculpt. Like even the figures that came with like the sail barge were all. What are you guys doing? Who are you making fun of? If you're making fun of me, I'll just hang up
Sabine on the
now.
wall art. Sabine on the wall art.
It's
I'm
Sabine.
touching Ezra's face.
Oh, I got it. Okay.
Oh man. Hey, listen, I think it looks awesome. It's just one of those things that I just don't need.
I'm an
I think it's
actor.
beautiful though.
I don't need it either, but Rebels is my favorite anime.
I don't
It'll
need it
be for
either.
sale.
I just
It'll
was
be
having
for
FOMO.
sale 6
You
months
can't say
after
no.
John gets
Razor
it.
Crest,
just
keep
hit him
it.
up 6 months after it comes out.
Oh yeah, eBay prices, baby. You
not-
want that? I'll keep the
It'll be
Kanan
for
fig.
sale.
Take the rest. Woo!
Hasbro, make a Bendu. That's my pitch. That's my pitch.
That can be the next HasLab. It'll be just like the. Maybe they could
You gotta
recycle some of
unlock
the
that
parts
tier.
from the. What was it? The Rancor that
Hulk.
didn't fund.
Dude, they could recycle part. Just like I don't know what toy company makes mooses and just take that cast and just kind of slap double moose horns. I don't know. The Bendu.
Okay. Seasons 1 and 2 of The Mandalorian are coming on Blu-ray and 4K UHD. Which
What's
what is-
that?
what I don't know. What's
Wait,
4K
Blu-ray?
UHD?
Why?
How is that
UHD
different?
is ultra high def.
Okay, is it a different form of media from a Blu-ray?
Yeah, but isn't everything
why?
4K? And
It's
who has a Blu-ray player?
D.
I don't know. But
my
apparently,
PlayStation
I,
But
plays
is it on
Blu-rays.
VHS tape?
I figure
Is it
this
on
is
VHS tape?
I figure this is a money grab for people that just want to have like the media on like some form of media sitting on a bookshelf.
What about Betamax? Can we get Betamax?
What about
God, you guys
Laserdisc?
Laserdisc, there it is. Sean.
Laserdisc.
Yeah,
You guys are
Laserdisc.
old.
You beat me.
No one even
Dude.
knows what that is.
Laserdisc.
Think of a CD
no one in the
the
chat
size
does,
of a
for sure.
record.
No, it's bigger than a record.
That
dude,
was the
wasn't
first
it? It
way
was
I
like
saw Terminator.
It was about the size
Laserdiscs,
of a
dude.
record.
Those things were epic. Like we couldn't afford
Two.
one. Dude,
On a
they're
Laserdisc.
I
massive.
only knew like one person that had a laser.
They were like this big.
Yeah,
These things were
same.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
You
and it
guys
was the guy that
are
ran like the
so
AV
old.
club at school.
Laserdiscs.
Anyhow, seasons 1 and 2 of The Mandalorian are coming to Blu-ray and 4K UHD, whatever that is. Be available through both Best Buy and Amazon, with delivery expected to be in time for Christmas.
Did you
And
say
then
it has a steelbook?
I did not see any sign of Steelbook yet. That would
No, I'm
that
saying
would make it interesting.
it's got a steelbook.
Oh, does
He's
it?
telling you.
Oh,
Yeah. Did you see?
nice.
You can also buy the transcripts and a picture book by Dave Filoni. Also, will be available.
Is that
Stick
true?
figures.
Is that true? Or are you just making fun?
Stick figures. The man knows a stick
Usually
figure.
the Steelbooks are Best Buy exclusives. Is that the case for this too, Stephen? Or
No, just completely all the Disney Plus
Just whatever, okay.
shows will be steelbooks,
okay?
including the
Man.
Marvel ones.
Yeah,
The
and
Mandalorian opens.
And I'm
it's a
hearing
stick
that
figure.
Loki and WandaVision are, I don't know if they're part of this or what I was going to talk about next, but what I'm also hearing is that season 3, along with Book of Boba Fett and Andor, will be coming out early next year on the same form of media.
Oh, I didn't watch that Loki trailer yet.
I haven't either.
Let's pull that
I
up.
haven't either. We should watch it live.
We should watch it.
I haven't either.
Reaction.
So we could do that.
Steven,
because
get on that.
I don't have a whole lot
Look
else.
at him. He's acknowledging this.
He's like, I've already got it ready.
He's probably doing it already.
Nice.
One last little bit of news is that there is going to be an Ahsoka theatrical screening coming to, I think, what is it, AMC theaters? And it's next Tuesday. And this is kind of weird because it goes 1 hour before the Disney Plus release.
It's theatrical.
So, like, for us, it's what, 6 o'clock? So it's going to be at 5 o'clock here.
Wow.
Which is kind of
That's kind of weird.
I will say this is the second and final episode that was actually directed by Filoni. So he did episodes 1 and 5. So I'm curious to see if the content that we get in this is something that they considered to be best viewed in a theatrical format. So
I will say though now, if mostly coming from Star Wars, there is no chill now on when stuff comes out. Like, you need to watch it at 6 o'clock or stay off.
You either
any
stay
form
off
of
social media. Yeah.
Because it is instant. Like,
Or the official Star Wars account will spoil
they're
it.
guilty.
yeah,
Like, there's literally like no chill. You're all okay.
But I mean,
this is how
spoiler
it
is a
is.
term
Like,
that fans made up, right? If you think about it, it's a term that we made up.
Yeah.
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 I mean,
But they know what it is. They know what it is.
Yeah.
of course they do.
It's
Of
not
course they
foreign
do.
to them.
But why do they want you to see it? They're like, come watch this thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
for
in their
sure.
best interest
Watch-
to spoil it. But
Yeah, absolutely.
that's why that makes you want to watch it. You know, I better watch it before they
Watch it
spoil
when it comes out. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So it will be
Smart move.
at select theaters in Boston, Chicago, Dallas, LA, New York, Orlando, Philadelphia, San Francisco, Seattle, and Washington, D.C. And that is it for the news.
I have known many Padawans over the centuries, and I can safely say your aptitude for the Force would fall short of them all.
You're the worst. You're the worst.
All right, guys, this is our weekly episode review and breakdown of Ahsoka Season 1, Episode 4, Fallen Jedi, with an original air date of September 5th, 2023, and a runtime of 41 minutes. This episode was written by Dave Filoni, directed by Peter Ramsey, who is not a newcomer to the Star Wars universe. We've seen him direct Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 5 of The Pirate, and most notably, he is known for directing a little movie called Into the Spider-Verse. Music by Kevin Kiner. Gosh, the music in this episode was just...
All of it.
I mean, you don't even need to call back to like the old stuff anymore. The Kiners are just
Killing it.
on point. Yeah, totally. Before we go through scene by scene breakdown of the episode, wanted to get your guys' quick take on it. Joe, how'd you like episode 4, The Fallen Jedi?
Man, so we had some really cool battle scenes, which is awesome. And by the end of the episode, I was definitely leaning forward. And I'll just stop there because I don't steal everybody's thunder.
John?
I really liked Balin, Lord Balin. He's
Hell yeah.
like a really imposing character. His performance is awesome. And just watching him fight Ahsoka, yeah, he beat her essentially. Well, badass, legend.
Raimi?
Okay. So you know how at work, like, there's like those jokes that go around where like this meeting could have been an email?
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Here it comes.
I
Don't
feel
you dare,
like this
Amy.
episode could have been the the scrolling text at the beginning of the next episode.
Oh,
The disrespect.
Ouch.
It just like I don't know. There was just this one didn't do it for me.
Take it back, Raimi.
What'd you feel
Take
was
it back.
What'd you feel was missing, Raimi? I'm kind of curious.
I thought the fight sequences were underwhelming. We've now seen Ahsoka kill an Inquisitor the same way 3 times, exact same like he sits there and spins the thing, and then she swooshes through him, and then he falls to the ground.
I mean,
Like,
Kanan did
that's
that.
exactly
But
how,
that's
like,
like,
swoosh.
it's
is
an
that the
Obi-Wan
only way
thing
you
too.
Is that the
Obi-Wan
only way you
Maul?
can kill somebody in Star Wars now?
No, but it's a very Filoni thing. It's a very Filoni way to kill people in Star Wars.
Well,
I
Filoni
think-
needs
which is
to mix it
taken
up a little
from-
bit.
Oh no!
I think that Inquisitors just need to stop doing that spinning move because every time that thing spins, they die. Like, just stop doing
And
it.
not only that,
Just
it's pretty
stop.
crazy how he was a zombie, like a zombie Inquisitor. Like
Was he a
you know,
zombie?
like
Yeah, he
well,
like
I mean, it
turned
was
into
kind of like
dust.
a Night
Oh, I
Sister
thought
magic.
Clearly-
Thanos snapped his finger on him when he died because
Was
it was
he-
just
was
like
he a
little
zombie?
flakes of stuff.
Clearly,
I mean, was he alive?
Raimi did not like this episode.
The
Yeah,
so
Raimi.
my other complaint
Drinking
was
that Brian
Ahsoka's,
Haterade.
Ahsoka's fighting was just so stiff. I don't know if it was Rosario doing most of the work and she just wasn't good at it, or if it was like her stunt person.
Oh my!
It was no. It
John's
wasn't
like,
working.
did we watch the same episode?
I'm on the
Brian-
opposite end of that
Brian-
spectrum, dude.
Brian,
I
you're
thought
up.
it was
Brian,
so
you're up.
good.
Wow.
Let me bring it home. So
That
I
wasn't
do-
Brian, by the way. That was Raimi.
Let me-
just to be clear.
Let me go with the good,
Wow.
and then I'll a little negative, and then I'll go good again. So I actually, I see what Raimi's saying about the stiffness. But I kind of feel like through this, at least so far, 4 episodes in, Ahsoka's very stoic. She's very calculated. She's very right. Like she's constantly.
She doesn't waste her
she's got
energy.
her arms,
Yeah.
She's got her arms crossed, like almost like how I said in the first episode when Sabine was fighting Shin the first time. I wanted her to like fly out of the ship and be like
Aggressive.
just ready to like. No, she's kind of like
Chill.
So
You
I'm
want
kinda
to
getting-
see the Ahsoka that was battling Maul at the end of season 7.
and
Oh,
totally,
man.
and she's mature.
But that's
she's older.
She's 30 years
calculated.
older. Yeah,
John,
20
I'm
years older.
talking, John. I'm talking. Yes, and I'm agreeing with you. So just let me finish. So I appreciate that, but it does come off a little bit underwhelming. I kind of felt like when she was fighting Balin, it was almost this, and even when she approached Merrick, it was a very like old school Obi-Wan, A New Hope, samurai style, very right, kind of slow movements, calculated, which I thought was really cool. I'm really disappointed in what Sabine has kind of turned into. I just thought that was like, I mean, my wife Tori and I, we were watching.
My
it,
wife.
she was like, Sabine wouldn't really do that, and maybe I guess that's just we're too engulfed in the cartoons. I just felt like she kind of, for lack of a better word, the whole episode she was just kind of bitching out with like everything. It was just weird, and the gun on the thing. I just felt like it got a little. I don't want to say lazy because it wasn't lazy. It just got a little odd.
She was out of character, would you say?
Is she
At
though?
least-
Because I kind of
I agree
made that
that-
callback. I made that callback a few weeks ago when we were talking about the lineage of the Jedi that we've seen from Ahsoka, and Sabine's kind of falling right in line as being a Jedi who kind of gave up on her training or didn't continue her training, and now she's succumbing to her attachments, right? And
I think
So
yes and
Ahsoka
no,
challenged
though.
her. Ahsoka challenged her at the beginning of the episode, outside the ship and then inside the ship. Hey, do you got my back? Basically, and
No.
she said, "Yeah, of course I do." And then obviously she was tested.
It would just seem like she was super easily convinced by Balin. Be like, okay, I'll go
Well,
with you guys.
also
go.
Balin
She made up
is
her
a
mind.
Force user. No, but he's a Force user. He could have obviously tricked her as well.
Ooh.
Like,
he used his dark side power. Of, like,
yeah,
remember-
he's making her feel all the
reading
things
her
she wants to
mind
feel
and-
and all the.
She
But
knows.
also to add to
right
what Joe
from
said,
wrong.
to add to what Joe said about being out of character, if you watch season 4 of Rebels, she is very assertive. She's very in like a leadership position. And now in this, it seems like she's very like, this is what we're doing. This is how we're doing it. More apprehensive. Like she's not sure of herself, and that's not very
Dude, I think
Sabine. Like in
In the
right?
beginning of this, she was punk. She was all snooty. She was whatever, and then all of a sudden, it was like,
No, man. I think this is the Ezra effect, right? Because when we see her in 4 of Rebels, season 4, the whole family's together. Of course, she's got nothing to fear. But then, since then, a lot of time has happened, So apparently her and Ahsoka had it out, and Ahsoka gave up on Sabine, so that's why she's all snooty. She's like, well, screw that. Screw everybody. Screw all y'all. And then now here's this chance to go find Ezra. She's excited and hyped, and Ahsoka's now saying, guess what? This Thrawn might be bigger than Ezra, so if we need to destroy the map, you got my back, right? She's like, yeah, I got your back. No,
So-
she's in
But she
conflict.
didn't.
I watched it a second time right before the show tonight, and I caught that a little bit more than I did the first time about when Balin reads Sabine's mind and then says, "Oh, your family died on Mandalore" and all that stuff. And then I was like, "Wait, wasn't the last time we saw her family in Rebels, and we saw her whole family, her brother,
They were all
and her-
alive.
right?"
A lot
So then I was
happened.
thinking, did they die during the Night of a Thousand Tears?
I don't know. There's a lot of time between since that and that.
You would
and
think
now.
so.
So if
There's more story to tell.
so then I was thinking,
Because
if they
Bo-Katan
died,
had the darksaber.
right? But if they had died during the Night of a Thousand Tears, then that means that Sabine was with Ahsoka during doing her training during that time. So then I was thinking, like, oh, is the rift that Ahsoka and Sabine have? Is it because? And I'm just, you know,
Speculating.
speculating here. I'm just throwing this out there. Did Ahsoka do the classic Jedi thing and say, "Well, you can't go and save them. You have to finish your training." And then,
Potentially.
The Yoda thing.
yeah.
There's the
Yep.
movie. There's the
It's
Filoni
the
movie
Luke
right
and
there.
Yoda vibe. Yep.
So
We just wrote the
It makes
Filoni
sense.
movie. Boom.
so and that
It makes sense.
and then that would kind of, I mean, if you think, okay, so like if that's in my headcanon, yeah, that was like the perfect way to get Sabine to say, well, like, I don't want to lose Ezra, like I lost my family. Here's the,
I'm
Here's
not going
the-
to make that mistake again.
like, here, take it, right? Go ahead.
So that was a lot. What was really cool was Brendan Wayne, X-wing pilot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sick.
Yep, he was one of the pilots with
Hell yeah.
Angry Appa.
You know, so
Bailey
Raimi
is
and Brian, like what I can see this episode being, and it might not happen at the end of the season, but it could be like with the movies and everything else that comes out, that this episode and other episodes and the demeanor of Sabine will make more sense. I think it's one of those things where that's how Filoni's mind works, dude. He'll plant stuff and he'll say, hey, this is where you're at right now in the story. It's very much like George Lucas. Hey, we're going to start this movie with chapter 4.
I'm calling it right now. I'm calling that her family died on Mandalore, trying to save the planet.
That's
I'm
a good
right there
I
with you.
understand all of it.
I
It
agree.
just kind of left me a little like, there was so much good stuff in this episode.
Didn't-
that just kind of, that's what you got left on, and I was kind of like,
Didn't Balin say something about her family dying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's the scene that he
That's
said.
literally
yeah.
what he said. Yeah. Your whole family.
So
Rock'em
Yeah,
Sock'em
I think-
Robots,
I
man,
kinda-
that was tight. too.
I agree with, like, Joe touched on this. Like, I feel like the Sabine that the rebellious Sabine that we saw in episode 1, she's like broken now for some reason. I would have rather seen her still kind of spitting in the face of authority in the meantime.
I don't know. I think that, you know,
I don't think she's trusting of Ahsoka. She's there, but she's not. She's just trying to get.
Does she
to
just
Ezra.
like
because I'm
right
telling
on
you,
Balin?
because
Okay.
Ahsoka stopped her from going to Mandalore.
she's
Well,
about.
she would have
Ezra,
died. She would have
And
died.
Ahsoka's her means to get to Ezra.
She saved her
Yeah.
life,
Okay.
but couldn't
Okay,
save her
Balin,
family.
let me join you.
But
Let's
as
go.
we've established, every time somebody dies in Rebels, you can just reach through the portal and grab them at the last second, right?
Then there's
Apparently.
Could have been an email, Raimi. All right, let's get into this
It's a lot.
breakdown here.
Let's
So
do
the episode opens up and we see Ahsoka and Sabine stranded on the planet. Their ship is disabled. Hu Yang is trying to fix it. It's Star Wars, so it's a busted motivator.
him on his back working underneath the seat. That was cool.
This is
Yeah.
so. This is the scene right here where Ahsoka's asking Sabine, "Will you have my back and destroy the map if we have to?" And she's like, yeah, sure."
For the greater good, sure.
Right. Here we see Balin
Yeah, it's gonna shoot her hand
Tells-
off. Yeah.
tell
Yeah,
these
yeah,
two
they
and tell
They should, that's nice.
Merrick and Shin
And
go find them
The
and
zombie inquisitor.
stop them.
Dude, I love her outfit. that red. It's just so
Morgan?
Night Sistery. So
Yeah.
cool, man.
She plays a good evil person, man. Like I don't like
Awesome.
her. I don't like
No.
her at all.
Who does?
Are we going to talk about these West
At
Stars or
all,
what?
though. Like,
Brett.
That was rad. That was the best
Yeah,
moment when she
I
like
wanna-
cocked the gun.
Who's modeling that?
Let's see which
know.
modeler gets it
oh, the
first.
West Star 35.
Dude,
Yeah.
it would be so easy, right?
Yeah,
Just
the,
modify the current one.
Just make it a
Just
slide,
do it with
slide,
right?
Do
That
it with
locks into
magnets.
place.
Do it with magnets.
Boom, boom.
For Mandalorian, where weapons are their religion, she can't find her ammo. Unfortunate.
Well, she's nervous, right?
That's unfortunate.
But she's
She's
not a first time
She's a
warrior.
30-year-old
So we see the-
apprentice.
We see the ambush of these. What are we going to call them?
They're
Just
assassin droids, right? Oh no, because
Yeah.
there was dudes in there too,
Well,
right?
some are people and some are
Gas
droids.
mask?
Yeah,
assassin.
Yeah,
Mask for us.
Foot soldiers, right? Morgan's foot
I
soldiers.
think they're also living dead. Probably
The
they're all probably
Foot Clan.
zombies.
We'll call them the Foot Clan.
The Foot.
Night Sister
So
magic.
we see the ambush at the ship. Oh, you know what? And I've been asking this for weeks, and I think I just answered my own question tonight with what are they going to call Ahsoka's ship? I think it's called the Fulcrum.
She said when she was calling in, right when Sabine
I
was
thought she said,
calling in the
"This
very
is
beginning,
Fulcrum."
she's like,
Even
all
Hu Yang
Fulcrum
says
to
this is
whatever.
Fulcrum 1. This is Fulcrum
Yeah.
1.
makes sense.
So let's just call her ship the
Yeah.
Fulcrum for now. That way we
Rogue.
can stop calling it
Rogue-
Ahsoka's
Rogue
spinny
One.
ship.
But no, it can't
It's
be the
Boba
Fulcrum
Fett's
because other
starship.
people assume that name. And
It's
was it
Boba
Andor
Fett's starship.
Fulcrum?
Fulcrum 1. Well, there's no
Yeah,
more
I think
Fulcrum
it's-
anymore because the rebellion's
Yeah.
over.
Let's not read into that too much.
Boba Fett
Um,
starship.
This fight with Ahsoka and Sabine was cool.
Oh yeah, she did work.
She was
Both of
like
them did.
They're good-
using force
they're a good
powers to
team,
like
yeah.
lift the dude and
Yeah,
then slice those dudes down.
yeah. Sabine
Um,
was just blasting, very confident.
And
Very
it's just
on
like
her
Hu Yang
game.
said, hey, stick together. You
Very
guys are
aggressive.
better. You guys are
Knew
better
what she want.
when you stick together.
You'll thank me later.
The Rock'em Sock'em robots that you're talking about, Brian.
Rock'em Sock'em robots,
Boom, boom,
dude.
boom.
Shout out to Jayception.
Bring
who
the tank.
Posted that, and I said that in my mind.
Decepticon.
They need to give
Jaycepticon.
Hu Yang some like real lightsabers, not just practice ones. He should have
For
two of
real.
them like in his back. Just-
He
should
have.
have.
Said he just-
Yeah, he would have
Whips out his
chopped
monocle and
Grievous.
says, oh, there you are, Shay. There you are.
Yeah.
Help.
Other
help.
than Grievous, who really doesn't count since he's sort of only half robot. Like, have we ever seen a robot wielding sabers?
Ooh.
I don't know, but we've never seen robots have a
Technically
MMA fight
R2 when he
either.
chucks it at Luke. On
This
the
was the
barge.
first MMA fight we've seen with robots, so that was kind of cool. Dude, Mando's got to use the grappling hook, man. That's like a thing.
So next scene we see Hera leaving Home One, and she's like, "Deuces, I am out, and I'm gonna go save my peeps."
Dude,
Yeah,
she
that
took her
was cool.
son. That's a bold move for a parent. This is the dad batch. Don't take your kids to war. That's all. That's PSA.
Well, she's not going to leave him on the home one. You got to take him with you.
I would, dude. There's all kinds
only-
of safety there. That's
The
all
only,
safety.
the only babysitter she's got is Chopper, and he had to come.
Yeah.
Buckle up.
Even Chopper said, "Buckle up,
How was that comment?
Wait,
too,
wait.
when she-
What was that, Steven?
buckle
yeah,
up,
Yeah, they busy. Here we see the
Kinda like the
cockpit
garlic.
of the ghost.
buckle up,
Finally,
Buckle up.
buckle up,
Buckle up.
How was that comment?
buckle up.
How was
It does sound
How's
like
that
a
seat?
Yeah, this was basically the advertisement for the HasLab.
so they could
Yeah.
sell
This
more
was the
toys.
HasLab commercial. Yep. Look at that. Look at that cockpit.
Yeah.
Look at that ship. Look, there's the ghost.
yeah,
Beautiful.
get all the
look
glamour
at that
shots.
big cockpit."
Look at it! Look at this! Look at this!
You can fit at least 4, maybe 5.
Oh my
Nozzles.
gosh.
Yeah. Is there a Hammerhead Corvette in the back?
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
there's
There
one of
was.
everything.
There was.
Dude, how is
It was cool to
J-Dog
see
little
Appa right
comment
here.
too?
Yeah,
And then he says Phoenix
have a
Leader.
Appa.
That was cool too.
I have a bad feeling.
Yeah, because Jason is force sensitive.
Dude, Appa's
Dude,
like
Carson,
in there.
man.
What's his name again? Paul?
Carson.
Paul.
Carson.
Paul. No,
Paulie?
his real name.
Oh,
Angry
Angry
Appa.
Appa. Paul?
Hey,
Yes.
John, is the
What's that?
pauldron that Jason's wearing, is that Kanan's? Or is it?
It's not Kanan's actual one, but it's like a little tribute.
Okay,
it's too small to have been Kanan's.
That actually-
yeah.
got it. Okay.
Judah
There's that big cockpit ring.
thought of.
It's just
It's like one made for him. Yeah. It's one made for Jason. And he has a little upside down triangle on his badge too. Cool. You guys
Look at that guy's gas
are ruining
badge.
this review. Zombie.
This planet
Zombie.
looks cool. I want to live on this planet.
So we see Shin fight Sabine and Ahsoka fight Marok. That was a pretty okay. So tell me what you thought about this this fight
Pretty
between
iconic.
Ahsoka and Marok, Raimi.
What fight? What fight? They walked around in circles and she like flashed through him, and then that was it. Then he falls dead.
I
That
can
was
tell
it.
you,
Like-
Raimi hated
Oh, and
it.
it spins
yeah.
a saber
Go
in
ahead.
circles. It's the same fight that we've seen like over
Remember
and
when she
over
fought
again.
Morgan in The Mandalorian? It was kind
Like
of like
Obi-Wan and
okay.
Maul.
She kind of, you know, it was kind of a little bit. I don't know.
It would have been cool to see it last just a little bit. Just a little.
But doesn't this show that she's advanced in her swordsmanship, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure. They could have just
She
drawn.
bar-
That's
how
the
do you
whole
know
point.
she's advanced in her swordsmanship?
She's
She barely used it.
because she sliced through that dude, and she didn't have to do
Dude.
anything. It's like Obi-Wan and Maul. He's such
Oh,
a
my
master
helmet.
that it's
Oh,
just
my
one move.
helmet
You know
fell
why
off.
she's awesome? Because the show's named after her.
Okay, so speaking of,
Yeah.
so if we have an awesome
You're right, Joe.
lightsaber fighter, how about Sabine?
She's pretty good. I don't know why her
Is she,
helmet
though?
fell off. so
She
easily,
swung it around
but-
more than
She
Ahsoka
got
did.
Her
slammed on
helmet
that
came
tree.
off because she got slammed on the tree.
Yeah,
Okay.
she got
Here's
hit pretty hard.
your favorite scene, Raimi.
Yep. Yeah. The same Inquisitor death we've seen over and over again.
At least it didn't make a fart sound. Deflating
As they're
balloon.
dying. Yeah.
John, has anybody
flown away.
made an Inquisitor
Any?
saber that
Yep.
actually does that?
Yep.
Yes.
And
Yep.
doesn't fall apart.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. Yep.
It was kind of cool, man. Sabine's like
Saber was spinning.
Ahsoka's stance.
Imagine
Okay,
how fast
John, you
she
gotta
had
tell
to go
everybody
to
in
go
the
through
chat
that
what is.
and him. Like,
Oh my god.
I did, dude.
dude,
Chill.
look. Wait. Pause it. Hold on. Let me just say this. Remember that fast. Just saying, man. That's the whole
Do you know
point.
the
Like,
skill it took,
she's-
Raimi?
she's
Do you
so
not
powerful.
understand
she
the
went
skill?
so
That's like level 23 skill, dude.
of his poofing.
I don't know.
Oh yeah.
It took
I
like
think,
45
personally, I think
CG
he's
artists
like
to
a
make that work out.
Night Sister
Oh,
magic.
people want to know.
zombie?
People want your explanation
I
of his
think he's a Night
poofing
Sister magic.
because he poofs.
I
or
think
poof.
he's like just a a reanimated
was
Inquisitor.
fairly
that's
accurate
Ahsoka's no
explanation.
no wimp, dude.
So,
Minimum.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, what's in the chat, Steven?
He's a Night Sister.
Oh, be quiet. All right, Steven. Reanimated by the Night Sister magic that Morgan Elsbeth possesses.
You think so?
Okay,
That's
so
what I
You think he
think.
belongs to her? You think he belongs
Why
to
would
her?
Why would he just disappear like that if he's not some sort of, you know,
Well, why does Yoda disappear when he dies, right? I don't know. Like,
that's Force
Force.
Ghost. That's something else. Yeah, it doesn't.
Did we see
it's a
other?
little different.
well,
Okay.
yeah, but where do all the Sith go when they die? They all go to that freaking.
I don't know. We're not talking about that. We're talking about this one dude.
Have
Okay,
we
I've gotta-
seen? Have we seen other Inquisitors get sliced like that? Do
Nope.
they?
Yeah,
Do
the
they
one
just?
that deflates in that short animation.
yeah,
the
the Tales of the Jedi was the
Tales
same.
of the Jedi.
Same thing.
Same thing. Homie with the beak.
Does he poof?
He deflates. He
Oh.
falls to the
Deflates.
ground.
The
and he
Ahsoka book?
deflates. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the Tales of the Jedi.
The Tales of the Jedi.
Yeah, that's the Ahsoka book.
In the-
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the Ahsoka book.
Same.
Well, what we saw, he
Same thing.
deflates. You just don't see dust, but he deflates. Right? It's the
Interesting.
same thing. So he's a zombie too? I don't know.
Wait, if it's
I don't
not the
think so.
same thing, it might not be the same thing because you don't see anything come out, right?
Let me.
It's not like
well,
dust
but
coming out.
stylistic
It's a
differences
different thing?
between. It's like. I
Sounds
mean,
like
What's his
different
name? The Grand
One
Inquisitor.
disappears
when he
and
dies,
then one
he
dissolves.
says, I'll. There's things far worse than death. So, but he falls into a fire pit. So he could have poofed.
So the reason why I don't think he's associated to Morgan is because Morgan hired these folks, Shin and these guys. She hired them, right? And when you see him die, Shin's reaction is like she lost somebody.
But how do we
She
know
did-
she
she didn't
hired
just
them?
go- because she's go back to episode 1. Like she's like,
he's a hired mercenary.
He's a hired mercenary. That's what they do.
Yeah, but
they're paid for what they do.
Shin and Skull, sure, but that Inquisitor kind
Did
of
you
random.
see her reaction? Go back and watch her reaction when he dies.
The Inquisitor description.
I did. She was like, "Wow, Ahsoka won."
I don't know if that's how you interpret it. That's not how
Listen,
the description for Merrick says that he was a former Inquisitor throughout the Empire.
It's because Doctor Strange is a Night Sister, and he came through with the quantum realm and brought in Merrick, and then, but unfortunately, Thanos snapped and came on, and that's what happened.
Dude, you solved it.
Just so you guys
that makes more sense.
Why do we even have this?
Can you rewind to the part where he poofs?
Hold on,
Steven. It's got to only be like a few.
Locating
it's
poofing.
Like 10 seconds or so. There you go. There you go.
Locating poofing. Hold on.
Poof.
It's coming up.
Enhance.
No, here you go. Just let it go.
Enhance.
Poofing in 3, 2, 1.
Dead.
Yeah, far
Dude,
more worse
crazy.
things than dying.
See,
Okay.
the only
That's
reason
not a-
I would
that's not a
say he's a
tease.
zombie
No, stop. Let
is
me ask.
because the
Raimi
only
has a
reason I would
question.
say he's a zombie is because his suit is completely rusted, like he's been pulled out of the earth, like he's been laying dead for a while.
Zombies and Star
That's
Wars
just me.
now. Perfect.
When
just what
when
Night
he
Sister
poofs
magic
here,
is not. It's not the first time we've seen it. So
when he
they've
poofs
done
here,
this
I want to
before.
know: do you guys think he's completely disintegrated, or does he just get skinnier? And there's a reason I'm asking this question.
He comes back as Luke Vader.
Dude, he's Ezra. What are you talking about?
Because think of it
let's
like,
see.
let it play.
Something leaves his.
It's hard to tell. If he
Looks like-
gets skinnier, he gets
like
really
body.
skinnier. I know.
That's
So-
what I look like after I have Mexican food.
Savage Press was like scrawny, right? And the Night Sisters used magic to build him up. And then when he gets killed, doesn't he go back to being scrawny? Like the magic leaves him. Like, did we just see the same thing happen here to this guy? Like there was some form of body in there
He
that
did
was just
So maybe he's not a
Beef-
zombie, but maybe it
beefed up.
is Night Sister magic.
He did not disappear.
right.
That's
so
actually pretty good, Raimi.
So what we see, I've been trying to say this for 10 minutes. You guys keep cutting me off.
Oh.
So it's the same thing as Savage Press. He
It's
just goes
Kanan.
back to being
It's Kanan.
scrawny.
They gave a spell on him.
Exactly.
Zombie Kanan. They've done
Doctor
that to
Strange.
Kanan
Wow.
in the zombie spell.
On it.
Remember that?
Wouldn't he have
When they
green
made him-
eyes?
his
We
eyes
don't-
were
we
glowing
don't see
green.
this guy's
Yeah.
green,
just-
right?
Or just like those worms that would go in the clones' noses on
Ooh, yeah.
Geonosis.
Fett's
Remember?
nose?
Remember that
Boba Fett's
episode?
lizard that he shut up.
Wormy.
His nose. I did like this. This scene, the battle with the orb thing going around it.
I think
Highlight.
that this is
Highlight of the episode.
I think this is the most important. I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say that this is the most important fight in Ahsoka's life.
Okay, so
That she loses, or maybe
Another
or
She
did she
comment.
loses.
lose?
And
Yeah.
Another
and
Or did she lose?
the reason I'm saying that is because I think she gave in to fear and hate in this fight. I think that's why she died, because as she taught Sabine in one of the earlier episodes, when you give in to hate and fear and anger and all that stuff, it makes you
That's
more
true.
powerful, but it causes you to lose your footing. And I think that's what happened to her in
You don't
this
think she
one.
just got beat?
No, because I think that when she
You think
assumed,
she's stronger than Balin?
I think that when she assumed that Shin killed Sabine, I think she gave in, and that's what caused her to lose.
I can see
And
that.
doesn't he say
because she
like,
did
her
she
legacy
did start
and
off-
her master's legacy was just
Mhm.
destruction and death?
He was, dude. Balin was like
she
on it.
she did start off very confident.
It was a
in
good
the
roast.
fight. But I also will say, to go along with kind of what Raimi was saying, is when they started fighting, she was like fighting him, and then all of a sudden she was very concerned about the orb halfway through, and they're throwing
Fear.
force pushes
She's
around like.
fearing that orb, dude,
Why wouldn't you just force push the orb off the thing?
because it's protected by Night Sister magic.
Because it's
By
That green
yeah,
flame,
buddy.
She kept going.
That
It
green
was just
flame.
the way
Burned
it came
herself.
off was a little.
By
It's
the-
scented
by the-
like lemon.
Valence.
Oof.
Look at that guy.
Okay, so I have a theory here too.
Bernie, Bernie,
And
Bernie.
Tell me if you guys
Okay.
agree.
It's Obi-Wan.
Do you think it's burned
No,
in
I'm
on
raising-
her hand?
No, I'm raising my hand because I need to.
The map is.
I need to
the
jump
map
in.
is burned on her
Okay,
hand.
go, Amy.
Our YouTube stopped because we were policy violation for sharing the video.
It's back though.
Oh man,
Whoops.
It's back.
Oh well.
refresh.
Just stop sharing the video, and I think we'll all go back. It'll go back.
Okay,
I see it.
refresh.
No, I see
Just,
it on YouTube.
just
right
talk
now.
us through it.
I see it on
No.
YouTube.
Okay, you may proceed. Thank you.
You may proceed.
Stream unavailable.
Policy violation.
The chat is saying we're back.
We can't show that
Okay.
on TV.
Now it's unavailable again. It just stopped again.
You have broken the rules.
I think as soon as YouTube figures out that the video is not there anymore, we'll be fine. It takes it a minute.
Do you think that this ball, do you think it burned the map on her hand?
Oh, total Indiana Jones move. She had a
Right?
glove on, like she had fingerless gloves. But you could see that her skin and the glove were all damaged together, and clearly it hurt her.
People are still in the chat.
Oh yeah, I'm talking to him right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's up? Party in chat.
What's that?
Steph.
What's that?
There we are. We're back. I'm looking at it right now. We're
There
back.
we are. Okay.
Yeah, I see it.
Sorry, guys.
Let's keep going.
We back.
I won't stream it again. I'm sorry.
Back again.
We're learning.
Guess who's back?
I see you.
Tell
Okay,
a
so where are we at?
So Ahsoka grabs the ball.
The map is
And it's-
imprinted on her hand in reverse.
Yes.
Oh,
Totally. We see Sabine.
So
and
she
she's
goes
like,
the wrong way. Goes to the
Sabine's
wrong
about
galaxy.
to force push.
It's a 180 degree.
She's like,
Another
like, where'd I
galaxy?
go?
Do you figure?
There's
do you
no one
figure
here.
the two little? Do you figure the two little Purgle are on her hand too?
She's like, all right, we
She's
follow
like,
some.
is this an Easter egg?
Oh, well, wait a second. What if that's what she says? She's like, okay, it says here on my hand, we got to hitch a ride with some
Like, make a
Purgle
left at the wrong galaxy.
because we don't have a hyperspace ring. So we got to go pull in Ezra and fly with some
Hell
Purgle.
yeah. 'Cause they know that works.
Dude,
I'm
makes
predicting
sense.
that's how
dude,
they do it.
Raimi.
She'll
That's some good.
She'll take her
deducing.
spacesuit and just hold on.
Dude, it's gonna be like Thor, but instead of goats, she's gonna hold on to some Purgle and just like. So yeah, it's like Dune, just holding on the top.
Off,
Of that thing.
war child. Gonna off it. Gonna off it.
Was she gonna
So-
blow her hand off? That was kind of
Balin,
Don't come near me.
Balin totally. Balin kicks Ahsoka off the cliff.
Yeah.
Sabine has got her gun, her blaster pointed towards the map, the star map, and Balin does some crazy force power as he decides to put his lightsaber away, closes his eyes, and reads her mind. Basically convinces
I think
Sabine.
he, like,
No, she's
Give me
not
that orb.
blinded.
No, I think she's focused on Ezra. That's it.
Yeah, she
The whole
what,
time.
What do you guys
Just
think
wants
about?
Ezra.
What do you guys think about Sabine here?
That's what Brian doesn't like.
Think I was pretty clear on that. So
Yeah.
yep,
Okay,
pretty much.
and then we
Lay
see
down.
Shin.
I'm not surprised. You want to see Sabine be stronger, but then if she shoots the orb, then the show ends.
Mm.
We can't have that.
For sure. I just think there could have been a little bit of a.
Yeah.
I mean, and her hand shot the orb and her hand. That would have been.
I have.
Yeah, I
Just-
wondered about that. I'm like, what?
But she could have had a mechanical hand like
She had a lightsaber hanging. She had
There's
a
a,
lightsaber.
like Anakin. There's a circle.
Just remember, she had a lightsaber for Bill.
what is she supposed to do with the lightsaber?
Use the gun.
Well, that's how Balin
What is
destroyed
she
it.
supposed to do?
Dude, if she had it,
What was she
she's
supposed to
about
do with the
shoot it, and
lightsaber?
Balin cuts off her
Thank
hand.
you, Raimi.
She goes,
She's supposed to
like Luke.
She's supposed to throw it up,
Like throw
and
it
then
up in the air
swing,
and
like,
baseball bat
like
it?
like she's
Okay.
like she's pitching
Yeah.
it to herself. That's
like you're playing wiffle ball.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
the Purgle
Yeah,
comes and
that's
gets
better.
it like a dog, like kind of like when you're playing
catches
fetch.
it in his mouth. Oh.
And then takes off.
and then
with the
takes
orb.
off. Yeah.
And they go,
Now you need to get
He's
the
like, I got the
Purgle.
map
Dude,
now.
we just
See
rewrote. Filoni,
And-
forget your show. We just rewrote season.
And
This
then we
was-
get,
Going.
I get a
off the
Purgle
rails.
chase sequence.
When I was watching this, I let out an audible like chuckle because he's like, got his lightsaber through the ball, and it's like, and you think it's gonna explode, and then it's all
Dink.
dink.
Dude, that's how I clean the toilet. You just that same motion when you're cleaning the toilet.
Yeah,
with
you
the
just
brush.
go. Yeah, with your lightsaber.
Yep.
All that atomic chili.
It was very Knights of Ren. And he looks very medieval.
Medieval.
His
yeah.
shoulder bells and everything.
He looks like Sean Connery in armor.
does.
Pass me some rock.
mother, Trebek.
I like this orange saber. It smells like orange. It's scented.
We named the dog Luke.
So these guys, they jump into hyperspace. They complete their mission. Boom.
Oh, they took the cockpit
This
hyperdrive.
this hyperspace jump is so powerful that it leaves in its wake everybody just crashing into each other.
Disrupts
That was
space
pretty
and
cool.
time.
Just like
Spinning around.
there were like two Enterprise moments here from like the newer Star Trek movies. The one where the rings coming up through the clouds, like that was straight out of
Ooh.
one of the more modern era Star Trek movies.
Little
And then
J.J.
that-
Abrams tribute.
that hyperspace jump where it kind of leaves the trail behind it like that. Same thing.
We have like the lightning all around the ships and stuff was kind of cool. Like that was a really cool effect.
Now there's nothing in the hyperspace ring, so this is obviously because they want to dock it with the Chimera. right?
Chimera.
They want to dock
That's what I think, for sure.
the ring with the Chimera, right?
Why are you guys
Oh,
laughing?
that's unfortunate.
How old are we?
Well, we've established that
Old
many
enough to
episodes
dock
ago.
a chimera, apparently.
Jeez. Keep it PG, guys. Keep it PG.
Marks the clip.
And then we get little Jason Sindula saying, "I got a bad feeling, mommy."
That was kind of cool. I actually kind of like it.
A little respect.
It was very Star Wars without saying this. He didn't say, I have a bad feeling about this. He
Yeah.
was like, I have a
Yeah,
bad
yeah,
feeling.
yeah. He said it
Because
as
he should have
a
force powers,
sensitive
correct?
kid. Yep.
He should be forcey.
Yep.
You
would think
his
so.
midichlorian count should be very high.
More than
He's
Sabines.
forceful.
Oh.
For sure.
And then we get Hu Yang is kind of looking for everybody because he's all by himself.
He's like, hello? Is anybody out
He's
there?
all, hello.
This monocle isn't doing shit.
And then we get, in my opinion, what is the coolest screen transition in Star Wars history ever.
Yeah, that was cool. That was pretty slick.
With Ahsoka into the world between worlds.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
slick.
Pretty slick.
Little throwback.
And then the reason why everyone just thinks this is the greatest episode ever.
Snaps.
Hello, Snips.
They finally put Hayden's
Didn't
face
expect
in.
to see you so soon.
Hello,
Because
Snips.
the Obi-Wan
just
thing
grabbed
was
you, so
fake.
here you are.
'cause
So
I don't even think he was
so we
in
wanna
Obi-Wan.
talk about him?
So.
So
Oh, yeah.
I
Oh,
want
our
to
stream
just
just
say
got
real
cut off
quick
again.
before everyone starts.
Mother.
I have a buddy who worked on that costume, and he had to work with a Lucasfilm archivist,
Cool flex, bro.
to recreate the Revenge of the Sith costume, which I thought was pretty BA.
I mean, they could buy it from like some China website.
I don't-
Cosplay or us?
Yeah.
They're around.
What a bummer.
yeah.
YouTube's on to us every time we share the screen again. It starts cutting us off. again.
Okay, I won't do it again. Jeez.
That's cool though.
Okay.
I mean, that's probably going to be a 2-second clip.
Anakin
Although he'll be in the next one.
Anakin theories.
The next
Well,
time he
you heard
visits
the
her,
Vader
he's Darth
music,
Vader.
The Vader music was playing at the end. Okay,
It was.
Yeah.
my theory, it's not Anakin. I think it is the son.
The
Doctor
Emperor.
Strange?
The sun makes a lot of sense.
Because the last time that Ahsoka was in the World Between Worlds, Morai, who's the sister, was already in there waiting for her. And I think that because she's Ahsoka's, I don't know, she's got some sort of connection with the daughter because of her resurrection and all that stuff. I think this is the son. And I want to show you guys what I'm looking at on my screen here, but I don't want to get cut off again.
What son?
The Mortis.
Dude, from
Mortis.
Mortis in the
Mortis
Clone
back in
Wars.
the
Yeah,
Clone
the
Wars.
son, the father, and the daughter.
The father, the son, and the daughter.
And,
the reason that I think
Anakin
it's
was supposed to replace the son, right?
Right.
And
The father.
Ahsoka was supposed to replace. the
Anakin was
father.
supposed to replace the father.
Carry on, Steven.
And Ahsoka, the
son
daughter.
the son was voiced by
And who was
Sam
the son?
You may proceed.
Oh, there you go.
The son
our
disappeared.
YouTube's back. The reason that I think it's the son is because his fist is closed. Anakin's fist is closed this whole time.
Which is the same emblem on the whole, the Trinity, right?
On the wall.
Yep.
Yeah.
The wall.
Jedi Temple
Plus,
on the Thal.
it plays the
different
Vader.
wall.
It plays the Vader music at the end, so it's like, come on, evil music plus
Foreshadowing.
the closed fist.
Okay, so that's
Doy.
one idea. Any other ideas?
I mean, can it really be Anakin?
Is it for? I mean, do we know that a Force ghost can or cannot exist inside the world between worlds?
Or what if Anakin at this time in his life he knows he has access to this world?
Yeah, or what if this is a pre-Episode 3 Anakin that's found the world between worlds and happens to use it to go rescue Ahsoka in the future?
And she's like, listen. Make sure you have the high ground.
Dang.
Remember this.
Yeah.
One thing. High ground.
She's like, am I too late?
I'm
too early.
Too much for me. I have a feeling they're just throwing Hayden Christensen in there to keep all the young folks happy.
I like Steven's
there
he is.
theory about the
Because they
son.
put him in Obi-Wan.
I think it's the son, and the reason that I know I'm right
Ooh.
Wow.
The reason why you're
because-
wrong. Go on.
because I told you guys, and you guys were looking at me like I was crazy, that Ahsoka's gonna come back as Ahsoka the White, and she died. She's dead. She's dead now, and I think she's gonna come back as Ahsoka the White.
New
What do
costume.
you mean she dead?
New-
What do you mean she
New
dead?
dead.
costume.
She not
She
dead.
fell off the cliff.
No,
She's in the world between
but
worlds.
she got pulled into
Well-
the world between worlds, like in season 3 and season 4 of Rebels.
When she should have died.
When Ezra saves her, it's the same exact thing. Remember?
She should have
Wasn't
died at
she
the end of
Vader?
season 2, but he pulls
Remember
her
season
out,
2?
right?
You think she dies, but then actually it's Ezra just pulling her out, and she's like, "What?" And he's
What-
like, "I can save Kanan." And
wasn't
he's like,
she-
"No, don't do it." Ah.
Wasn't she in white?
That's
before?
what I'm saying.
In Rebels, at the end she is. Do you
Style
think
it,
she like
style
alters
it.
time
you.
and then comes back and does it over again?
So is that moment before
But as white?
or after?
I bet you a sushi making machine that's not true.
Oh, you're on. Is it vintage?
It's vintage, bro. It's worth 3,000.
Oh.
Well, actually 2,000. Yeah.
At
I
least,
used it.
right?
So. It smells like fish.
Oh dang. He's gonna find the star map all the way to Joe's house so he can get a sushi maker.
Check your tattoo.
I'm telling you guys,
Follow the purgate.
Ahsoka the White. We haven't seen her yet.
This is too much. This
You
is
need to build a big ass ring though.
it's too much. It's too much theories for me.
So you
It's
can
really
build
too much
It is a
theories
lot.
for me.
It is a bit
It's
much
just too
too.
much.
Ryan's like, can they just
many
cut
theories.
someone's hand off, please?
Too many theories. Yeah.
It can go back to the
Cut someone's hand off.
cutting limbs.
All right, what do you guys want to see for next week? Episode 5, the mid-season premiere,
Star Wars.
written by Dave Filoni next week and directed by Dave Filoni.
Do we know how long this episode is going to be or no?
The next
Number
one?
5,
Ooh. We don't have a runtime?
40 minutes.
This one was 40
minutes ish.
This one had a good length.
That's what she said.
Just waiting.
I mean,
I
that
literally
kind of goes with
froze. My eyes were going. I was looking at Joe, just like, don't let me down, Joe. Come on.
I looked at Steven. Steven beat me.
hyperspace cockpit ring.
No docking here.
Docking on the cockpit ring.
Docking into the
Docking.
future.
So I had originally thought that we would be getting Thrawn, hence the extra effort to put into having this be in the theaters and stuff. But what I will say is, whatever we're going to get next week, there has to be a reason why they wanted it on the big screen. So
Jar Jar.
it's got to be big. There's got to be something in it to justify the desire to have that big screen experience. So
It's gonna be Jar Jar as a Mando.
I kind of liked what you were throwing out there earlier, Stephen. I don't know if you want to
I've had
that.
I've had a lot of theories. You have to remind me of my own.
Well, I don't know. I don't want to say something that you didn't want me to say.
What?
So
No, it's okay.
the theory that because she's in the world between worlds, we're like that's going to be the avenue through which we get our flashbacks, and because we know that there were multiple ages cast for the character of Ahsoka, it would make like we're seeing Anakin. It would make sense if we start seeing clones, things like that. So
I think
what if next week is basically just like it's that mid-season like recap episode? We're just going to be all flashbacks.
But we won't see
worlds.
Tron, is what you're saying, Raimi. We're going to see like a lot of in between.
It's all going to be just like, this is your life, Ahsoka, and seen through the world between worlds. So
I think we're gonna see flashbacks, but I also
it's gonna be like Scrooged.
I think we're gonna see flash forwards. Yeah, like Scrooge. But I think we're gonna see some like sequel trilogy stuff. I don't know if like she's gonna actually interact with it, but there's gonna be at least like one of the little portal windows or whatever, and she's gonna see Rey, or maybe she'll see Ben,
Tiny Tim,
or she'll see Snoke and she'll be like, "Hey, Ezra."
Oh, Ezra. Snoke is Ezra. Oh, we're going off the rails.
Oh, he's
man.
the little Padawan that Anakin sliced. Remember?
Well, they're going to need to call upon
Skywalker. What are we going to do?
we got to move on. This has been
right. It's like I want to go to bed.
This 45 minutes of theorizing
shenanigans.
Why did you make me do this?
Guess you have a choice. You want a war, or do you want to just give me a gun?
My father, he go toilet on my hands.
Oh my God.
Urine is 35 degrees Celsius, staves off the frostbite.
How is this relevant?
You know, fathers.
That's right. For this week's 100 Hard Drive, we're going to be talking about the much revered and much loved film that came out this year. It is called The Flash. Directed by Andres Muschietti. Warner Brothers film, adapted from the Flashpoint comic books. So overall, I'm gonna just give it a little love because it wasn't terrible, like it like it performed in the box office. Unfortunately, it was pretty cool to see how certain characters come in to play that might not have otherwise because they were not in other films. But I would really like to hear what Brian thought about this film.
So the ironic part was when we sat.
Take a picture. Someone record this.
When we saw it on there, you're all, yeah, it's not good. It's pretty terrible.
It wasn't amazing.
I was like, oh. So the first 10 minutes, I was like, F this movie. This is so stupid. Like, number one, that actor is just, I don't know.
He's a piece of work for sure.
I can't. And in the beginning, there was just things happening where I was like, do they not want people to watch this movie?
Dude, the dogs were epic. Come on.
That being said, it got a little cooler in the beginning. The tiebacks, Superman, because then we ended up watching Man of Steel too, and you saw the tiebacks. So I saw what
differences.
They were doing there.
Yeah,
I saw what they were doing there. Yeah, so they were kind of doing something cool. And I will say, him with himself constantly, that was actually really well done. CGI, great, whatever. But at the end of the day, that character sucks. So, and that's
Brutal.
DC for you.
Okay,
not
thank you,
Batman or
Brian.
Superman. You're welcome. It wasn't, but it
wasn't terrible, right? I mean, you enjoyed it for what it was, right?
It was enjoyable hanging with you guys and watching that.
Okay.
It's on a scale of sucks. 5 sucks. That was 3 sucks.
3 out of 5 suck.
I'm giving it 3 cockpit rings.
Okay, cockpit rings, great. Raimi, you also saw it recently
Zero
with
docking.
us, so
Yeah,
let's
I liked it.
ignore them.
I mean,
okay.
for me, throw Michael Keaton as Batman into anything, and I'll watch it because
He was awesome.
He's my Batman. Which is like I remember when that came out, and everybody was like, Michael Keaton as Batman? What? Like and it didn't make any sense. And then we saw it, and then of course everybody loved it. So, and I do think they've done a good job with other Batmans occasionally since then, but his is just a classic, and it was well done in this. So,
he was great in that.
Yeah,
especially.
I'm surprised it
Melted
wasn't
ice cream. Michael Keaton.
It wasn't him and the Vulture also showing up in the same movie. Like, why not?
Right.
Could have done that. But anyways,
Doctor Strange could have showed up, and
I know. All right, Joe, you've seen it, right? You guys saw it a while ago, right?
I saw it in theater when it came out, and so I actually did enjoy it. I mean, I do not like anything. It's an excuse to go to the movies, buy popcorn, and just get comfortable and just detach from the real world. That's what movies are for me. So I enjoyed it for that. The one thing that I didn't care for was, when he starts getting in that loop and he goes so fast and he starts traveling in time and you see all the different levels.
Yeah, the Chrono
I know.
Bowl.
I heard the explanation for why the CGI looked the way it looked. I don't buy it. I don't believe them. And two, it was sloppy and cheap. It looked like watching animation from like the first Clone Wars. I mean, it was.
They said it was
cheap.
meant to be like
how
that's how he
sees
saw
things
it
when
or
he's
something.
traveling.
Yeah.
That's a lie. That's a straight up lie.
I can't confirm or deny. I don't know, but I agree with you. That did look a little cheap, and it looked like it was just
so
bad.
distracting. In a world where we expect to be like wowed just visually, it was that distracting. It looked so smooth. It looked like what's that movie where they get on a train in the Christmas movie and they go friggin'
Train to
the North
Busan?
Pole. No, it's
Polar
animated.
Express, Joe.
It looked like Polar Express, dude. It looked like freaking Polar Express.
You're talking about when he's like in the Speed Force realm or whatever.
The world between worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that version of the world between worlds, right?
The quantum realm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
or
wait.
the quantum,
So what did
whatever
you
they
think
call it.
about the
multiverse
time?
So what did you think of
rift.
the Dark Flash? The Dark Flash that comes in like
Multiverse.
Him?
no
Himself?
I mean, what did you think about that? No, nothing. Pretty cool. Not so cool.
Yeah. I
He's
mean,
like an
you can
inevitable
kind of foresee-
intersection.
You can kind of you can kind of see it happening. But it was
Brent
neat to
Grizzly.
see the different Supermans and the different versions
Right?
of
The
of
cameos?
all these. The cameos was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And the funny one was with what's his name? That funny actor. God dang it.
Nick Cage.
Yes.
Oh,
That was a funny one.
the
Like,
Nicolas Cage Batman
I had to look that
or
up
Superman.
because
Yeah.
that was a
so
whole
the movie they were gonna make called Superman
That
Lives
never-
was supposed to feature a big spider like that, and so they actually like went through with it and did it, which was like cool. I mean, I don't know if Nicolas Cage was actually involved because it's all CGI, but you know,
I don't think he was, but that was the concept, and I thought
Right.
that was cool. But I had to
And
look
they-
up afterward, and it was kind of funny. But
right.
eh.
All right, and Steven, what do you think?
Do you think
I know it's old
the
news for
Flash
you.
movie could have? Do you think the Flash movie could have been an email, Steven? Is that what you're saying?
I will say that
Shouldn't have made it to a meeting.
it was a good ending to the Snyderverse. It was as good as as good as an ending as we could get.
But
to the
is it an
Snyderverse.
ending?
Yeah,
Because he's still there at the end, and you have another Bruce Wayne all of a sudden.
it was. I mean, I don't know. Knowing
sudden-
that this was supposed to be a reset movie for the Snyderverse to continue, but you know, I'm like I said before, I'm a huge fan of James Gunn. I'm very excited to see what he does with the DCU now. I don't know. It's just I feel really ripped off that we're not going to get Henry Cavill as Superman anymore, and we're not going to get Ben Affleck's Batman movie, and they really, yeah. And then just recently they did
he's the only
Gal
Batman
Gadot. They did Gal Gadot really dirty, very recently, where she was told by Warner Brothers that you're gonna get Wonder Woman 3, she announced it herself, and then literally the next day they said, "Oh wait, no, never mind, we're not doing it." Like, you know, they're just, I don't know. DC,
they're already messing up.
The proof is gonna be in the pudding to see what they come out with, but you know, I took my kids to Blue Beetle, and that was okay.
Blue Beetle was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, I don't know if that's
made me laugh.
Supposedly, Blue Beetle's supposed to set up the new DCU. I don't know if they really did that, but I don't know. The Flash. The Flash was entertaining.
I think I like Blue Beetle more than Flash. It was more.
I think a lot of the real world controversy just between Ezra Miller, the actor, and then the whole DCU reset thing, it just really soured the movie for me. I don't know.
I can't look at Ben Affleck as Batman. When he was on there, I was just like, "Well, I can't." I just
I mean, he's a good
like Supergirl.
She was cool.
She was cool.
Yeah, she was cool.
Right.
I wouldn't say.
Michael
I'll put it to you this way: I would not save this movie to the hard drive.
Okay, that's cool.
On a scale of sucks, 5 being bad.
This was
5 sucks.
1.5.
3 sucks.
1.5 cockpit rings.
Okay.
4.5
well,
cockpit rings. Okay.
That about does it for Hunter's hard drive.
Well, and I think that's going to do it for us today. If you enjoyed listening, if you enjoyed listening to the show, feed that algorithm and give us 5 stars on your podcast app. If you're on the YouTube, hit like and subscribe. And if you are watching on the YouTube, be sure to subscribe, because that'll enter you into our Road to 1,000, where you can win an Alpha Ignition helmet casted by the Dad Batch. You can follow me at Stevie.Kicks on Instagram, sometimes Twitter. Gentlemen, let the listeners know where they can find you. Brian?
Sithing ain't easy.
And John?
I'm still worthy.
You can find me home sweet home after coming back from Atlanta.
Sweet home Alabama.
And Raimi?
Okay, so I'm going to drag this one out a little bit. So we have this weekend the Star Wars costuming clubs, which the 501st, the Rebel Legion, the Mando Mercs, Galactic Academy, Saber Guild, all those clubs. We're doing a telethon, much like what was done during December of last year. This benefits the Starlight Foundation. It'll be streaming on the club's YouTube channels and Facebook pages. So the Dad Batch is going to be involved in that a little bit, so you might want to take a look at the schedule. We're still nailing things down. I know as of right now, we are, what did I say? On Saturday at 1 p.m. Pacific. Tune into that to see the Dad Batch interviewing, what was his name?
Gallagher.
Jonathan Gallagher, who was a concept artist for BioWare and worked on Knights of the Old Republic. And I think some of the Dad Batch familiar faces might be involved at other events throughout the course of the weekend. So again, tune into the socials for the costume clubs and check out that content this upcoming weekend.
And Joe.
Find us at Dad Batch Pod.
Thank you again, everybody, for listening to episode 56 of the Dad Batch Podcast. Be sure to tune in next week for episode 57. And until next time, enjoy your spice responsibly.